Jones to the 50. Somebody better catch him. I don't believe what I've just seen.
Football fans, as our captains make their way to the center, tonight's officiating crew: referee Scott Metter, umpire Greg Brown, linesman Michael Griffin, line judge Jonathan Webster, and your back judge Rick Smith. Captains for the Redskins: Jared James and A.J. Green. Captains for your Trojans: number 1, Waylon Adams. Number 4, Grant Lohr. Number 5, Jaden Patrick. Number 9, Stephen Kittleman. Number 6, Griffin Forbes. And 55, Hayden Crawley. 79, Logan Nobles. And now it's time for the Mid-First Backyard Bowl coin toss. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Scott Stidham, Senior Vice President of Mid-First Bake, the presenting sponsor of the Backyard Bowl. That was Scott with the coin toss. Your Trojans won the toss and deferred to the second half. The Redskins will receive and defend the north end zone.
Because of the size of this room, it is easily some 12 or 15 feet by easily probably 8 to 10 feet. So we are social distancing just by being in here tonight without any problems at all. But it is a wonderful place. We've got a great view. And I'm excited, Tom, just to be here because I started broadcasting Union football in 1999, and I've never done a game here.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I started coaching at Union in 96, and we played here in 96. And, of course, we played somewhere, I guess, at our place in 97, then came back in 98, and that was a wild game. It's been some great games here. Great games.
Yeah, there's been no question. And when you think about this rivalry, you don't think about what's happening to these two teams now. They are a combined 1-5 in their last 6 combined games. They have really struggled. Union, of course, has lost 0-2, or they're 0-2 this year. Jinx is 1-1. But you go back to last year, and you see some other games that these teams have lost, and you're just looking at some things that are kind of not normal between both of them. So it's still Jinx. They're still very good. They still have the Trojan on the back end of the front of their jersey. So how do you get ready for them? Well, there's one guy who knows, and that's the head coach.
Time to check in with Union football head coach Kurt Frederick for Coach's Keys to the Game.
When you think about what you need to do offensively to be successful, what do you have to do?
We've got to recognize multiple coverages that they run and the way they rotate their safeties, and you try to find out which way they're going. They do a great job. Coach Gaylor is their defensive coordinator, and multiple front, and they rotate it so late that our quarterbacks are going to be able to pick those things up.
Well, you've got that offense that likes to pound at you, but will occasionally go deep too. What's your key there?
Yeah, again, it's eye control for our guys, communication, eye control. Jinx will do quite a bit of empty sets where they kind of starburst out into an empty set and get you thinking. So definitely early in the game, we're going to have to make sure that our guys are reading their keys and not looking at all the different bells and whistles that are taking place in front of them.
And, when he says eyes, we hear that so often nowadays, Tom. You hear guys say you got to get your eyes right. And it starts really most of the time defensively on that being the case. But it does translate sometimes to offense, and especially up front in the offensive line, but especially to the quarterback.
Yeah, it's the offensive line. They've got to, usually people just line up, head up on the outside shoulder, inside shoulder. Now sometimes they stand up. They got all these things. You got to keep your eye on it. And the same way with the quarterback, because what you see when the ball's snapped may not be what you're going to see when the play's going on.
Yeah, and when you talk to Kurt Frederick, when we did the coaches show on Monday, I always talk to him there about kind of what he's seeing and what he's doing. And he had this one thing that he really wants as of Monday.
We're in a position where we got to continue to improve a lot every week. And I just want to see us get better. We know it's a process, and people hate hearing that when you're 0-2 process, but it's true. The best football you need to be playing in district game and get ready for playoffs.
You know, and it's really all you can ever ask, Tom, is get better week 1 to week 2, week 2 to week 3. And I certainly think they improved last week. And if you hit a couple of those big throws, you had opportunities at, you might win the football game. And we understand tonight we're going to likely see more than one quarterback that, you know, Grayson Tempest may play some after playing some last week to go along with Rovon Banks. Now I'm going to ask you this, because not all players mentally are in a place where if you replace them, they can handle it. How does Rovon handle this, and how as a coach do you say to him, we're going to sit you some, doesn't mean you've lost your position, you've got to come through this. How do you handle it?
Well, I think you just try to, just as you said, we're not replacing you for the rest of the season. We are just trying to get you to focus and do the things that you need to do, and maybe a little less anxiety out there might just be the thing that does it. Because if you remember when he came in last year, I think he realized, I'm not really the starter. I'm the guy coming in now, and boom, he just was awesome.
As a matter of fact, I was talking to Don King. He's the Jinx announcer. We've known each other for about 300 years. And, you know, and I said, you know, he reminds me of a classic college freshman. He comes in and doesn't know any better, and he just goes and plays football, and he's great. He comes back as a sophomore, and he's thinking, and he's terrible. And about game 8 or 9, you see him figure it out, and suddenly, once again, it's just football, and they become players again. For Rovon, I think that happened as a sophomore last year, and now it's translating a bit into his junior year. But how do you convince that guy? It's the same game you played in your backyard. Just calm down and play.
Exactly. I mean, you said it. Just calm down and play. And last year, like you said, he came in, he did it. I think he just thought, hey, I really can't fail here. And he probably feels like he can now, and the whole season's riding on his shoulders, but it is not. It is not. And he'll be fine. I think he'll get better every week.
And one thing you have to do as a player like that is if you get replaced, you have to stand on the sideline, watch and learn.
Yes.
You can't go over there and lurk and hang your head. You've got to be smart about it, and we hope we will. All right, so tonight we do know this. Union will start on offense, so we'll see whether or not it's going to be Rovon Banks out there first or Grayson Tempest. Tempest played well last week, and as a matter of fact, had a couple of good opportunities to make things happen. All right, here's what's going to happen tonight. We are at Allen Trimble Field. We are looking directly to the east at that gigantic Trojan logo right in the middle of the 50-yard line. Union dressed in white pants and white jerseys. They have the really good-looking red helmets. Love those. And they're going to be receiving the football, and I don't think, as of yet, I'm going to tell you which direction they're going, but I think they're going to be going left to right. Jinx is in their white pants with the gray jerseys. They've worn those an awful lot lately, and they have the maroon helmet with Jinx on the side and block script as they've had for a great deal of their time. And they, are, of course, have Trojans on the back of their jerseys as well as their numbers. They'll be kicking right to left. Union will be returning from left to right. Now, kicking off for Jinx, and this has been a very, very good kickoff team. Max Paskvin and Joey Haver will sometimes kick off as well, one of those two. Back deep normally for Union, you're going to usually find A.J. Green back there, and then occasionally you might even find Junior Smith. We'll find out which guys are going to come out tonight to return this thing. This is a rivalry that goes all the way back to 1949, I believe it is, the first time the first year they played. Let's see, 63. I'm going to have to find that, but I know that goes back a lot of years. Now, here's what's really interesting about it. 1923 was the first time they played. Whoa. 1923 was the very first time. So in this rivalry overall, you're looking at a really close rivalry. Jinx does lead this overall when it comes to total of games. As a matter of fact, they lead it in the last 8 years. It's been fairly even, but they are something like 60 and 42 in their overall careers between these. But in the last couple of years, it's again been kind of difficult on both these programs as they just haven't been who they have been in the past. So as we mentioned, Junior Smith is back deep, so is A.J. Green. And here's the kick. It's going to be very short, and it's going to come down to an up man at the 30-yard line who'll be back to the 35, to the 40, or pardon me, to the 25 to the 30, and he's going to go across that to the 35 to the 36-yard line. Grabbing that as the up man there was Gage Arthur, the wide receiver. Gives Union a pretty good return up to about the 36-yard line. And I will say this, Tom, the Union special teams have done a really good job of getting the ball outside the 30-yard line.
Yes, they have. And I think a lot of people, one of the reasons, just like that one, they'd rather take a chance kicking it a little shorter and going down Covenant than kicking it to about the 5 and letting one of those two back there get it. And Rovon's got a different number, so maybe this is his luck.
That's right. Rovon Banks will be wearing number 12 tonight. He is going to be the starter in the shotgun. Two receivers to his left, one to his right. That's A.J. Green. Now he goes in motion. And he's going to fake the handoff to A.J. Rovon straight up the middle, across the 40, across the 45. Rovon across midfield. He goes all the way to the Jinx 49-yard line. Rovon Banks rumbling some 14 yards in there before he was dragged down by Ethan Bilgren. So that's going to be a first down, and they are dead center in the middle of the field, right on the middle of that Trojan logo. 1st and 10 Redskins.
And that was a good way to get it started. Let him run the ball. He'll get his confidence up. That was a good call there by Coach Maddox.
And, you know, sometimes guys have to get hit to get comfortable. Yes. G.J. Kinney was that way at TU. He'd always tell Todd Graham, get me hit, Coach, and then I'll calm down. 1st and 10 for Union, just underway here at Allen Trimble Stadium. Redskins going left to right. Once again in the shotgun is Banks. Set to his left is A.J. Green. 2 receivers far side. Shea Dan on the inside of that. Now Green shifts to the right. Rovon with the snap, running to his right. He's going to keep it and turn upfield. Won't get as much this time. Across the 47, maybe to the 46. I think they're going to actually leave him back at the 47-yard line. Off the bottom of that pile, Jinx had a whole bunch of guys jumping in the bottom of that one, but it was Monroe Samuels Parker who was there first, and it's going to be a gain of about 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7.
And I noticed that Tempest just now checked into the ball game. So maybe they're going to have a little back and forth.
The Tempest is there. He's going to play that quarterback position at this point. 3 receivers to his left and Green to his left as well. Jinx jumping around in their defensive backfield. Tempest is going to fake left and then throw. He's going to get it to Sanders, but Damon Sanders made the catch and actually lost 3 yards. He was pounced as soon as he made that catch. Jinx had players all over him right there. One of the ones was Bilgren once again. Ward was there as well. That's a loss of at least 2. We'll call it 3rd down and 9, and Sanders is hurt. He's laying over at the 44-yard line, rolling toward the 45-yard line, and it looked like maybe a lower body hit, and he did take a pretty good shot down there around his ankles. So we'll take a break as well. We are at a big 3rd down and 9 for Union as we are just underway here at Allen Trimble Stadium. Redskins nothing and Jinx nothing. It'll be 3rd and 9 next on KRMG.
And Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center have been the area's leading orthopedic and sports medicine providers. And now we join forces as Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. One name, one focus. Excellent orthopedic and sports medicine care. Together we serve as the team physicians for almost every high school and university in the region. We are the area's leading expert for work-related injuries, and our surgical hospital is the only 5-star rated hospital in Tulsa. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Come see why we're better together.
Trojan fans, 3rd down, 9 upcoming.
You're listening to the flagship station of Union High School football, 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's news and talk.
On 3rd and 9, Rovon Banks takes the snap out of the shotgun, rolls to his right, chased by 2 or 3 Jinx defenders, and dragged down after a gain of about 2 yards. A.J. Brown, one of the guys there on the tackle, so he did not get much, and it will be 4th down and 8. It is 0-0, Jinx Union just underway here at Allen Trimble Stadium in Jinx. Rick Roy along with Tom Stockton and Richard Johns on to punt the ball away for Union, and he's been very good all year long. T.J. Cowan standing back deep for Jinx, Jaden Patrick, and Jalen Stafford back there as well. Cowan is set. He's standing around his 35. Bad snap, but he picked it up, and he's going to get it away, and he does. Kick's going to land around the 22, and he's going to bounce. Jinx will get out of the way, and now it's going to bounce backwards, so Union will down it. It's going to be down to around the 19-yard line. And although it wasn't a great kick, Jaden Gaines got down there and downed it, and it was good enough to not have a return, and that's where Jinx will take it 1st down and 10. And Tom, when you flip it over, they are the absolute opposite of Union when it comes to quarterback. Stephen Kittleman is returning for them, 5'11", 173-pound senior who is 25 of 52 for 442 yards and 4 touchdowns on the year. He is every number 9 who's ever played this position, isn't he?
Yeah, they do that. Number 9, quarterback.
And he has been a good one. His running back, the guy he counts on the most, is Grant Lohr. And yes, that Lohr name has been all over Jinx for a lot of years. Kittleman has him up, 2 receivers to his left, Lohr to his left as well. Kittleman in the shotgun, 1st and 10 Jinx. And there's a flag down already. I think Union jumped off sides, or possibly Jinx jumped during a quick count. Ball set at the 17, and now Jinx will walk backwards. So they'll put it down at the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15. Union did not buy that fake. Up front for the Redskins, this defensive line has just been magnificent. Matthias Robertson up there. You also have Forsberg up there, who's been great. And they've gotten some great play this year, too, out of Thomas And wonderful play out of Michael Thomas and then the other Thomas, that is Thomas. So 1st and 15 now for Jinx at their own 12-yard line. Kittleman under center once again. Now in the shotgun. To his left is Lohr. Looks like he might be changing the play. There's the snap. Kittleman straight back. Fires over the middle, and that ball is caught by the tight end, Waylon Adams. He got about 4 on that and got hit right away. Adams is a huge target. 5 catches for 97 yards coming in, but he's 6'4", 241 pounds. And the senior hauled that one in with no trouble. He was tackled right away by Shane Fields, gain of 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8.
And talking to Fred the other day, he said this number 1, Adams, he's really, really good.
He is very good. He is a big, big body, and he's good. And now there's another player down. I think it's another Union player. Yes, it is, on the far side, out there where corner would be. So you may be looking at a Jaden Rowe or someone along those lines out there. But I'm not quite sure because I can't see the number. They have called another timeout as these teams will walk toward the sidelines. You talk about Kittleman and their quarterbacks here, Tom. You certainly had quarterbacks here who were athletic, and all these guys are athletic, there's no question. But their quarterbacks do seem to fit a mold, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure which mold. I think I know what you're saying. I think there's quarterbacks that can win ball games with their legs and run and do things, and then there's some that handle the offense and just do a great job, and that's the ones they've had over the last few years. Jinx has just been starting with, any of them you can go back and see. They've all been
Bowling
like
and all those guys, and McCoy. And I don't want to call them game managers because I think that's probably not a very good thing. But they are very good football players. 2nd and 8 for Jinx now at their own 20-yard line. No score, Union and Jinx. Hand off to Lohr. He's going to bounce across the 20 to the 22. He's wrapped up really quickly right there. He had Bryce Ashlock, one of the guys in there on the tackle. Also getting up off the bottom is Thomas. 344 pounds of him from nose guard. They're going to give him about 4, and we're going to call it 3rd and about 4 now for Jinx at their own 23-yard line. They'll need the 27, maybe the 28. So this may be 3rd and 5, Tom.
Yeah, and I think this is critical. So Union can get off the field.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Kittleman again in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Lohr to his right. He's going to fake the Lohr and fire to his right. And that ball is caught once again, and it is a 1st down. And once again, it was Waylon Adams, and he was well covered. There were people right there. Kalo was there right away, hit him right away. He was hit by Fields right after that. And then others jumped in there as well, but it didn't matter. He just grabbed that thing and brought it in. Devin Robinson was there. But that's good for 6 and a 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 10 Jinx now at their own 31.
Well, they needed 6, and that's exactly where he ran. He got to 6, turned around, ball there.
And that's how you do it. 2 receivers coming left side, 1 to the right. Kittleman again in the shotgun. 1st and 10, Jinx. Kittleman straight back. He's going to fire left side. That ball's caught. That's taken by Jaden Patrick at the 40-yard line, and he's taken down quickly, but he's got 9, and they may actually go ahead and give him 10. They are going to give him 10. Kari Jenkins and Shane Fields both there, but they're going to say that's a gain of 10. And you can see the difference right there. Just look at the timing in Kittleman. He snaps that throw out there.
As soon as they get to a certain point, he knows where they're going. He throws it. They turn around, and the ball's there.
When you start talking about guys who are throwing on rhythm, and that's what he's doing right here, but you're talking about great spacing, which means great coaching. 1st and 10 now for the Trojans. No score here. Jinx and Union just underway, 1st period. Trojans to their own 41-yard line. Kittleman under center. Adams comes in motion left side. Hand to Lohr left side, and he didn't have a lot of room. There's a flag down. Lohr cuts back inside and makes something out of nothing. Gets across the 45 to around the 46-yard line. Finally dragged down there. Union had several players in the area, but it was Jamari Ray who made the final play. But that flag looks like it may be against Jinx, possibly a hold. It is, and they're going to walk him backwards.
And this is something in the last couple of weeks that when it's happened, it seems like the defense lets them get out of this situation, and they can't. They've got to get it right now.
They're at their own 30-yard line now as Jinx. They'll have a 1st down and 21. They need Union's 49 for the 1st down. They'll send 2 receivers to the right. 1 that comes to the left. Adams, a big tight end, to the right. Now they'll split another receiver out left, and Kittleman's alone in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. Kittleman back. They dump it off to Adams, and it's a quick screen, and he just got smothered and lost another yard or 2. First guy there, and what a tremendous play by Bryce Ashlock. He was right there, read that thing, jumped all over him immediately, and then just held on for dear life until help got there. He lost a couple more, and it's going to be 2nd down and now about 23.
And that's something that in the last couple of games, every now and then they'll let them out of the situation, and they can't do that.
Roberson comes back in at the left side defensive tackle, and also Michael Thomas comes back in. Second down at their own 29 for Jinx. They need the 49 for a first down. Here comes the blitz, and they're going to take him down. Kittleman is smacked in the backfield. Shane Fields was there. Gavin Kohler hit him square in the shoulders, and he loses another 15 yards. The Jinx Trojans are now back at their 15-yard line, and they're going to be facing fourth down and what looks to be about 36 yards to go. When they're at their 15, that's 35, and it's 36. Yeah, so it's third down. They're third and 36. From their 15, they need the Union 49. Don't see a lot of these, and Tom, no, you're right. They definitely don't want to let them out of this one.
No, they can't get out of this one.
Oh, they can. Oh, yes, they can.
I mean, we can't let, Union cannot let them out of this.
I was there when a guy went 80 yards he wasn't supposed to. All right, here we go. Two receivers go right side, far side of the field. Kittleman going to take the snap and hand to Lohr, just a safe play up the middle. Lohr will go across the 20. Around the 22-yard line. No chances taken there. Fields on the tackle, and also Forsberg. So he'll get about 8 or so back, and it'll be fourth down for the Trojans at their own 22-yard line. So Union had to punt it away in their first possession. Jinx goes backwards in their first possession, and they'll punt it away too. 5 minutes to play here in this first quarter. No score, Jinx and Union. Out to punt this football away is Joey Haver. He will kick it from around his own 10-yard line. Once again, it is Jakari Jenkins back for Union. There's the snap. He's going to run to his right. Now he's going to put the foot to it. Very high kick, but it is short. Jenkins makes the fair catch right at midfield, and Union will start at the 50-yard line. And that is a great place to start, Tom. Right at the 50, that is good field position.
That's awesome, and the defense did a great job of stopping them when they had to have it. And now it's the offense's turn to come out here and get a lead. Get a lead.
Now, we once again apologize for the lack of any kind of sound here. It is a very, very soundproof booth here at Allen Trimble Stadium. We have a timeout on the field. It is 0-0. Jinx and Union Trojans just punted it away. It'll be Union with their second possession from the 50 when we come back on KRMG.
Great things come in threes at Nelson Mazda. 3 promises.
I need to get some just pre-recorded.
Football fans want a chance to kick a field goal during the third quarter timeout and win Chick-fil-A for a year? Visit the cheer table just outside the main gate for more information and to purchase your raffle tickets. Sponsored by Chick-fil-A Tulsa Hills.
The mid-first bank backyard ball. Rick Corey, Tom Stockton, and Richard Johns here. Ron Sanders back on the field after leaving with an injury in that first series. 1st and 10 Union at midfield. Rovon Banks at quarterback. He's going to hand to A.J. Green on the right side. A.J. has nowhere to go. He was stacked up for a loss of about 1. They may give him back exactly where he started. So it looks like they will. Caden Vanoy was the guy who got there on the tackle. They'll call it a gain of nothing. It'll be 2nd and 10. But, Tom, I think he may be lucky to get there.
Yeah, it could have been a 2 or 3 yard loss, no doubt about it.
2 receivers go left side, and one of those on the inside guy, once again, is Sanders. 2 receivers come to the right side. It is Tempest back in at quarterback. Tempest with Green to his right. He'll fake to Green, throw over the middle, and that ball is dropped by Forsberg. Had it in his hands around the 43-yard line and could not hang on to it. He dropped it. It'll be 3rd and 10, and in a hurry, it'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Redskins. No score here in this first period.
And that was a good call with a young quarterback. It was a very quick throw. You didn't have to do a whole lot of reading. And it was right on target.
Forsberg goes left side. Mekhi Belt goes out there as well. He was open several times last week against Broken Arrow. From midfield, 3rd and 10 for Union. Once again, it's Tempest. Straight back. He's going to have to hurry. Here comes pressure. Tempest rolling left. The ball is tipped as he throws it and falls incomplete. He was being chased back there by, a big old boy, A.J. Brown, at 293 pounds. And A.J. just chest bumped another player, and they both went down. Hope everybody's all right. A.J.'s running off the field like Pete Rose running out a walk. That young man right there has got some moves for a guy his size. So it's 4th down and 10 for Union, and just that quickly they'll punt it back away. Cowan will kick it away. Once again, it's Jaden Patrick back around the 20-yard line. Bad snap again last time. This one's a little better, but it's low. Cowan can't pick it up, and he's swarmed under. Cowan tried to pick it up, could not get there, and he swarmed under back at the 36-yard line. And there, Grant Laura was the first guy there. As again, Jinx knows that Union's going to struggle with the punt snap. And so they sent everybody, and Cowan had an opportunity to pick it up, fumbled it just a little, and then couldn't pick it up. And so the ball goes all the way back to around the 37-yard line of Union, and that's where Jinx will take it. Tremendous field position with 3:52 to play in this first period and no score in this game.
And that's, it just makes me sick to see that it happens like that. And, you just want to get a punt off and pin him back a little bit.
Well, you'd think if nothing else, maybe you just move him up and you almost quick kick the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, at least try to get it out of there. So it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They're at the Union 37-yard line. No score in this game. 3:52 to go in this first period. Jinx going from right to left. Kittleman again in the shotgun. Motion behind him. He's going to hand to Laura up the middle, and Laura got nothing. He is jumped on immediately by Gavin Kohler. They may give him a half yard, but he didn't get a whole lot. And after Kohler got there, some other folks got there, including Thomas. We'll give him a yard and call it 2nd down and 9. And this Union defense is going to have to do what they've done all year, Tom. They're going to have to bring it to make this work out.
Absolutely, and they did it last week. And the second half of the game won, and I think that they can do it tonight. They think they can.
Well, so far they've been nothing but great. 2nd down, we'll call it 9 for Jinx at the 36-yard line of Union. Kittleman going to hand once again to Laura. This time he's got a lot more room. Laura across the 30, still pushing down to the 28-yard line. That is great offensive line push by Jinx on the left side. They just mashed Union back out of the way. Kalo finally made the stop, but not before he got down to, we're going to call it, oh man, he got down to around the 28. This is going to be 3rd down and maybe a half yard. You're going to go ahead and mark it at the 28. The first down marker is just inside the 28, the 27 3/4. So this is maybe 2 football lengths, and that's it. 3rd down for Jinx. Now they're in a shotgun, or pardon me, in an I formation. Laura's not the tailback at this point. It is Forbes. They're going to turn, hand to Forbes right side, and he slips a tackle and got the first down. Oh, boy. Thomas had a shot at him in the backfield, and he slipped around him. Kalo was there, too. But he got all the way down to the 37. I mean, he didn't get much, Tom, but he got just enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Trojans right there at the 37, and a Jinx player is down. It's one of their offensive linemen who is down, Milton White, the 5'11", 292-pound sophomore, and he's rolling around in some pain as well. So while he's down, we'll take another break. 2:22 to go in this first quarter. No score, Jinx and Union. Trojans have a first down when we return on KRMG.
Stride Bank is proud to sponsor Jinx Trojan football. We've been partnering with Oklahomans for over 100 years to help you fund your business goals. With specialty lending groups for commercial and commercial real estate, healthcare, trucking, and ag, we can help find your stride. Visit www.stridebank.com to learn more about what we can do for you. Stride Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Shake it up for the Trojans, number 72, Milton White.
Union 27-yard line. Kittleman again in the shotgun. Behind him once again as his running back is Griffin Forbes. Kittleman will fake to Forbes. He's got to have to hurry. He's firing deep right side. Has a man out there. Caught. Touchdown. That is Jaden Patrick, who got behind Jakari Jenkins. And Jenkins has been very good this year. But he got behind him, and not only him, there was safety help over there too from Jamori Ray, and he was behind him. So on that touchdown pass of 37 yards, it is now 6-0 Trojans with 2:10 to go in this first period. And, Tom, that's exactly what Union did well the first 2 weeks, is defend the deep ball.
Exactly, and I think you mentioned it a while ago, the eyes, get your eyes, watch and see. And it could have been that the corner out there had his eyes in the backfield instead of on the receiver.
Joey Haver on for the extra point. He kicks it up and through. It's just to the right, but he got it through there, and it is 7-0 Trojans. 2:10 to go in this first period. Jinx leads 7-0. Union will have it next on KRMG.
Trojan fans, here's Ocean. Updated halftime score, Broken Arrow. Owasso, 22. Broken Arrow, 0. Team the ball up for the Trojans, number 12, Joey Haver. Junior Smith and A.J. Green back for the Redskins. Gage Arthur on the return for the Redskins. 29, Caden Vinoy. And 34, Ashton Paul on the stop for the Trojans.
To the left side, Sanders one of those. The tight end is a short slot. Now he moved back into tight end. Dan is on the other side, so is McKay Belt. Now here comes Green in motion. Hand to A.J. Green, left side, cuts up at around the 40-yard line. A.J. breaks free, but he dropped the football. He was about to break free and get the first down, it looked like, and he dropped the football, and it will be Jinx's football at Union's 45. A.J. Green had at least 8, and he was spinning to get out of someone's grasp, and again the turnover bug bites Union. Last week, Rovon Banks turned it over 3 times. Tonight, A.J. Green has turned it over, and you might as well call the fumble snap on the punt a turnover. So Union has already turned it over twice tonight. Now that defense, Tom, has to stand up from their own 45, already trailing 7-0.
Yeah, and it seems like it's the same thing every week. They do a pretty good job. And then they just get thrown into this situation.
Here come the Trojans, leading 7-0 with 1:58 to go in this first period, moving from right to left. At the 45 of Union, under center this time is Kittleman. I backfield behind him, Lohr is the deep set back. He'll turn and hand to Lohr right side. He gets stacked up. It bounces to the outside, made something out of nothing. That's a really nice run by Lohr. Lohr had nowhere to go and really should have lost about a yard, but bounced out of there, jumped out to the right. Johnny Harrison dragged him down out there. Thomas helped out there again. But, Tom, he got about 2 yards when he should have lost 1.
Yeah, it ended up being, instead of -2 or 3, he ends up gaining 2, so that was a win-win there for Jinx.
And Lohr is not the world's biggest guy. He's about 6 foot 183, but he is a very good running back. 2nd and 8 for Jinx. Once again, Kittleman is the quarterback now in the shotgun, back to his left. He's going to have to hurry. Kittleman runs out, got lots of room. Kittleman at the 40-yard line, dances around one, goes out of bounds around the 38-yard line. It was Jaden Rowe who had a shot at him out there, but Kittleman wisely ducked out of bounds at the 38, so it's going to be a gain of about 5. We're going to call this 3rd down and a long 3 for the Trojans. 1:14 to go in this first period, and it is already 7-0. And we will have a timeout called by Union. I think they realize, Tom, this is a very important part of the game, even though it's very early. Go down by 14 to these guys early, and you'll have a very difficult time because one thing Jinx does not do is they do not beat themselves.
No, they don't, and they don't give up easy plays usually. And like you said, this is going to be, I think this is critical because, and I believe it'll be a two-down territory. I think they're too far out to try to field goal, and I don't think they'll punt it from around the 40, but so it could be 2 downs.
More than likely will be. The ball's set right at the 38-yard line. They have the first down marker at the 35, so we will call it 3rd down and 3. Kittleman, who's once again came in tonight just under 50% on the year, is very effective, and he's a guy who throws on rhythm very well. You can see the timing and spacing here is good. As a matter of fact, one of the things Kirk Frederick told you during the week is this is a very experienced football team as opposed to Union, who has a lot of new guys in new places. This Jinx group has been doing what they do, which is what Allen did and people before him, Perry Beaver, and go back to Lancaster, and those guys have been doing for decades.
Exactly, and it's, I think they had like 4 returning offensive linemen. They had the quarterback. I don't know that Lohr played a lot of running back last year, but he played on defense. He's been on the field, so they got a lot of experience.
And these guys are in the system, if you will.
Right.
3rd down and 3 for Jinx. They lead 7-0 with 1:14 to go in this first period here in Jinx. From the Union 38-yard line. Under center is Kittleman. Deep set back is Lohr. They're going to hand to Lohr left side. He dances to his left and gets across the first down marker down inside the 35 to the 33. He was turned in by Gavin Kohler, who looked like if he could get some fill help from the backside, they might be able to stop that. Shane Fields got there, but not in time. And it's 1st and 10 Trojans now at Union's 33.
Now, we're definitely, as I said earlier, they're in 4-down territory, so they're going to have to, possibly throw it for a loss or break up a pass or something.
52 seconds to go here in this first period. Jinx will be in no hurry, leading 7-0 already. Kittleman looks at the chart on his wrist of plays. Now he calls it. Trojans coming to the line of scrimmage. 2 players to the left. Lohr to the right of Kittleman in the shotgun. Kittleman claps, looks up, calls a signal. There's the hand inside to Lohr, who jumps outside to his left, makes one man miss, gets down to the 30. Lohr continues on. Flag is down. He'll go down at the 28-yard line. He was taken down there by Jenkins, but there is a flag, and that is likely going to be holding, and it will be against Jinx. Should be a spot foul from about the 30, so should take it back somewhere close to the 40, maybe the 38. It looks like they're going to mark it from about the 29. They'll take it back to around the 39-yard line. That's a break for Union as Lohr, once again, deceptive. Tom, when he gets the football, guys are around, and he doesn't really look like he's moving that fast, but nobody's putting a hand on it.
No, I think it's just the typical, typical Jinx running back. It's he's not going to outrun you every time down the field and that, but a very smart football player will turn it upfield, not reverse his field or anything, and he picks up positive yardage.
Well, and you got that Lohr family name on there.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good football players right there. So it'll be 1st down at about 15. Kittleman straight back to pass. He's going to fire, middle of the field. He's going deep into the end zone, and that ball is nearly intercepted and falls incomplete. Jakari Jenkins had the best shot at it. They were going to Jaden Patrick, and it was not the same route they scored on. But it was Jenkins who was deep on that one, and he had a little safety help underneath. Got a hand on it, and that's the first incompletion for Kittleman. He'll have 2nd down and 15 now.
And Union's defense cannot let him out of this situation. And again, it's going to be 4 downs, and they've got to make the stop right here.
1 second to go in the quarter. The clock stopped with that incompletion. 2nd down and 15 for Jinx. Now at Union's 39-yard line, they'll need the 23 for the 1st down. Jinx runs a couple of players on late. One of those, Adams, who goes out into the slot right side. Kittleman in the shotgun. There's the snap. He's going to hand to Lohr left side. Lohr very patiently takes up field, and he gets hit from behind. It was a really nice play from behind by Matthias Robertson. He got about 3. They'll mark him down at the 35, and that will end the quarter. So it'll be 3rd down and about 12 for Jinx when we return, and they'll be going the other direction from left to right as they already have a 7-0 lead, and they'll see if they can add to it. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Your Jinx Trojans 7.
I'ma drop the top and show us. Stars in the ceiling, break black. I'm a villain. Break. Spend the money up right past $1 million. My focus got me some feeling. Shawty tryna put me for the rock, rap, rap. What the deal is? What the bill is?
Tzatziki's Mediterranean Cafe is a proud sponsor of Jinx football. Fast, healthy, and fresh food. Visit them at their 2 Tulsa locations on Cherry Street and 71st and Yale. Also find them on Facebook and Instagram, offering dine-in, carry-out, catering, and fundraising opportunities. That's Tzatziki's Mediterranean Cafe. Attention Jinx families and friends. Tickets are now on sale for the 22nd annual Jinx Palm Fashion Show. Highlights of our Jinx 2021 seniors. Visit jinxpalm.com for more information.
The rush. Fires left side. Caught by Lore, but he cannot get the first down. He cannot get away. He's taken down by Shane Fields at around the 27-yard line. So, Tom, it'll be 4th down. But I think you're right about 4-down territory.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be 4th down at about 4 for the Trojans. Very makeable.
And if I'm Union's defense, I'm going to make sure I don't jump off sides. They may try a long snap count.
I would certainly worry, too, here about Kittleman and his little snap throw to Adams, which they've already done once tonight. So 4th down and 4 for Jinx at the 27 of Union. They need the 23. Moore in motion, right to left. Kittleman has the snap in the shotgun. Here comes pressure. Kittleman rolling to his left, firing, and that ball's caught at the 20-yard line. First down, jumps inside that. That was Jaden Patrick. He gets down around the 12-yard line, and that will be a first down.
There is a flag.
Yeah, we are looking at the flag, and Caleb Kalo is pointing backwards toward Jinx. And the Trojans are walking backwards a bit, but we do not have that call yet from the official. We'll get you that crew after they make this call. Scott Metter is listening to one of his guys. That would have been good for about 10 if it stands. We'll see exactly what they call. Kurt Frederick's on the field, and he wants an explanation of something. Now the officials are talking. 3 of them have gathered, so there's a quorum. We can actually officially have a meeting. Now they actually look like they're sitting around talking about the weather right now, don't they? There's a lot of hands on hips and tugging at hats and those kinds of things.
Oh, I think
now Jinx is pointing toward Union, and Union's pointing toward Jinx. Let's get the call.
The receiver ran out of bounds and was the first to touch the ball. It'll be a first down Union.
So it's going to be Union's football, I believe he said.
He stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds over there, and so it's going to be Union's football. So that will be a very big break for the Redskins, considering that one was going to be a difficult one. Jaden Patrick, who's already caught a couple tonight, including the touchdown, made a really nice move on that sidelines, but just stepped out right there. So maybe that was a bag and not a flag. At any rate, it's Union's football. 7-0, Redskins trail with 11:13 to go here in the second period in Jinx. First time these teams have played here since 1998. Josh Blankenship now has 3 kids. He was the quarterback that night. It's been a while. Back to the offense is Union. And they will come back to their quarterback, Grayson Tempest, in the shotgun. 4 receivers. Tempest, high snap, and hands it off quickly inside, and going absolutely nowhere, as I think that's Junior Smith. It was difficult to tell because he was so quickly covered up by every guy up front for the Jinx Trojans. No, that was A.J. Green. I mean, the entire defensive line was there immediately because the snap was so high. And Tommy loses 2 back to the 30. It's 2nd and 12, but the bigger problem is in game 3, the basics still aren't going right.
No, the snaps are becoming a real big problem.
2nd and 12 for Union. Grayson Tempest in the shotgun. Green behind him. 2 receivers left, including Forsberg. Handoff right side, A.J. He's got a little bit more room, but not much. He goes across the 30, but didn't get anything past that. He was stacked up in there almost immediately by Chase Jackson. Jackson had help from Colin Parr and Grant Moore. That's a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 11, and you just don't feel, at least last week at Broken Arrow, you occasionally felt like, all right, they have a chance to hit a stride here, and I'm not even feeling that tonight.
No, I just, and I think that's part of the Jinx thing. They just don't give up big plays in these type of situations over the years.
Only 1 first down tonight for the Redskins, and yet they only trail 7-0. 9:56 to go, 2nd period. Huge play for Union. 3rd and about 11 at their own 31-yard line. Tempest in the shotgun. Now he looks to the sideline. Players relax. And it looks like there's a flag down. No, there's a delay. Yeah, there's a delay. Delay against Union. Took them a little too long to come out of the huddle. And again, you're seeing the effects of, with Grayson Tempest, a fairly new quarterback again. But I think also, too, with Dub Taylor, you're looking at some differences in the how guys how guys are coached and what they know about this offense, and it's really taking a toll. 3rd down and 16. Union now at their own 26-yard line. Tempest again in the shotgun. There's the snap. Here comes pressure. Steps up. Has some time. He needs to dump it off the Belt. Belt's got room, and he's going to run it and then dump it to Belt last minute. Belt caught the ball at the 38-yard line, but he may have been across the line of scrimmage.
I believe he was.
Yep, he was across the line of scrimmage. He had Belt out there very early, but I don't know that Tempest actually saw him initially. Then he got toward the sidelines and actually made a really nice throw. Belt made the catch and got knocked out of bounds really quickly over there. That was Caden Van Oy who did. And it wouldn't have been the first down, but it would have been 4th and about 1. Instead, if they take this, it will be a loss of down. It'll be 4th, and that'll back them up to around the 22-yard line. Your officiating crew tonight, Scott Metters is the referee. Greg Brown is the line judge. Michael Griffin's a head linesman. Jonathan Webster is a line judge, and Rick Smith is the back judge. Pardon me, Greg Brown's the umpire. So they are making that call, and it is downfield. They will mark it back instead to about the 26, and that's where it will be 4th down right there for Union.
Jaden Patrick getting set for the Trojans to receive the punt.
Once again coming on is T.J. Cowan, who has to feel like he's in, well, somewhat of a horror movie. He's just got to try to pick a snap up, and not blaming the deep snapper. He's trying his best. It's just not going very well. 4th down for Union at their own 26. High snap, but Cowan has it, and he puts the foot to it. Kick's going to be short, and it'll be fielded around the 47 of Union. Nice play in there by Jaden Patrick, who ran up to take that thing so it wouldn't bounce, because that one would have rolled.
At the Redskin 47-yard
but did not, because he made a really nice play. And both teams tonight, special teams-wise, if you take out the snaps, which you can't do, take the snaps out, and they're playing special teams very well.
And it's on the defense again right now. Is going to have to get a turnover or a stop in here before they get down into field goal or before they drive down for a touchdown.
We once again apologize for how quiet it is here. We're in a sealed booth. 1st and 10 for Jinx at the Union 47-yard line, 7-0 Trojans. They'll hand off to Laura left side, dances across 45. Now he's got open field, 40, 35, 30, 25. He's dragged out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down to the 20-yard line, and that is a chunk play for Jinx. Nice play in there to get him out of bounds and continue chasing him. That was Jamori Ray. But it is a 1st down for the Trojans, and I think they're going to mark it around the 22. Ray is going to leave the game. His helmet came off, and he's being stopped by Jacob Newby, the trainer, to check on him, and there will be a timeout on the field by the officials. Now Jamori has been met by Dan Newman, one of the better high school athletic trainers in this entire nation. So Jinx has plays tonight of -13. No, they're their drives. They went -13, and then since that time, +37, +45, +47. So they are putting together nice possessions after that first drive. 7-0 Trojans here with 8:50 to go in this first half.
And once again, Lohr just kind of slowed down a little bit as he got the handoff, got in there and made the cut it back against the grain and turned it into a big play.
And again, he surprises you with his speed. He is not the world's fastest guy, but he can motor once he gets out there, and he has some deceptive speed to him.
Come see why we're better together.
24 yards on the run from Grant Lohr. Getting good for a Trojan.
So teams will come back out. It'll be 1st and 10 Trojans, already leading 7-0. And they'll have it at the 22-yard line of the Redskins. Union, they're all white with their red helmets. Jinx with the white pants, gray jerseys, and the maroon helmets. Handoff on the right side, and this time it's the backup running back. That's Griffin Forbes, and he got nowhere. Forbes just got stacked up by the entire front of that Union defense. I think they got tired of being pushed around a little bit. Thomas was one of the first guys there, and actually two Thomases, Michael Thomas and Demarion Thomas teamed up. Those two Thomases together, weighing 246 and 344, so you're looking at about 600 pounds of Thomas right there.
Kind of hard to block 600 pounds.
Especially with the one guy. We'll just put them together and make one. How's that? 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. 8:12 to go. First half, 7-0 Jinx. They are at the Union 22-yard line. Kittleman under center this time. He's faking. He's back to throw. Kittleman throws to the left side. Got a guy out there, and it is caught by Adams for a touchdown. Adams easily got by Junior Smith on a nice fake by Kittleman. He raised up, threw that thing exactly on time, and it is 13-0 Jinx Trojans. And Waylon Adams, 6'4", 241-pound senior tight end, is as good as he was advertised, Tom.
Oh, absolutely. In that throw, he threw it where only Adams could get it. If he throws it a little bit on the back shoulder, then, you know, Union's DBs can come in there and play, but he threw it out there in front of him.
And Union's defensive backs have done a great job on the deep ball, but tonight they've been beaten twice. There's the extra point up and good. And we are at 14-0 Trojans. Joey Haver with that extra point. Union will get it next when we come back. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Here's Ogen. Chick-fil-A Tulsa Hills is pleased to announce brownies and mocha cold brew. Beginning this Monday, September 14th, Chick-fil-A is adding both a chocolate chunk brownie and a mocha cold brew to the menu. Stop by Chick-fil-A Tulsa Hills for an afternoon treat and to thank them for their continued support of Jinx Trojan football.
Thing and all. And right now, Union's defensive backs have been doing a little bit of that, Tom, because they've gotten beat deep a couple of times, which is something they were very good at against Bixby and against Broken Arrow. But you are facing a different monster here tonight, in that Kittleman is such a rhythm thrower, and tonight he has been very good at that. A touchdown pass there, 22 yards to Adams.
And they change up their formation so many times that and then they just look it over. Maybe they run the ball, but they look over how you're covering that formation, and then they attack it.
Gage Arthur is the guy who's gotten the first two kickoffs here tonight, and something tells me that's exactly where they're going to kick it again. Max Paskvin will be on to kick this thing away. Jinx kicking from left to right. He approaches, and once again, that's going to go right to Arthur. He makes the catch around the 26, and Fair caught it. No, he shouldn't have done that. He actually had some room there. He did a pretty good job on the first two returns tonight. But that time, he just made sure he had it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 26. And, Tom, they've got to find something, anything, to spark them on offense.
Oh, absolutely. They need to move the ball, get it down there, and get a score, and have some momentum.
See who comes out at quarterback. It looks like it's going to be Rovon Banks. We have been alternating quarterbacks most of the night. Grayson Tempest and Rovon Banks. A.J. Green will be the running back. Makai Belt will be one of the two receivers on the left side, actually three. Forsberg's over here, and so is Sanders. In the shotgun is Banks. And Union jumps off sides. Sanders moved before the snap count, and it'll be 1st and 15. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, Tom. Even if you haven't had a ton of really good practice time, you learned this in 5th grade.
Right.
And it's the kind of thing that's not happening right now, and it's a little puzzling.
And, you wonder if they're just not trying too hard or what.
I'm sure there's some of that happening. There's no question. The players want to play well. There's no doubt. It's just not right there right now. 1st and 10 for the Redskins, now at their own 21. There's the snap. Handoff left side to A.J. Green. He's pulled down behind the line of scrimmage. Chance Luna was there almost at the same time the snap was, and A.J. had 0 chance. So they're going to mark that back to the 18-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and around 19 to go now, because the Redskins go the wrong direction. The Jinx scoring drive, 3 plays, 47 yards. So they've had to go a total of 7 plays and 84 yards for 2 scores. And Adams with a 22-yard catch. See what Rovon Banks can pull out. Nope, Grayson Tempest has come back in now. 2 receivers go right. Belt one of those guys, Shea the other. One to your left, and that is going to be A.J. Green, who goes in motion. Quick snap. They're going to fake to Green, and now Tempest is going to throw it deep. He's got Dan at the 40, 45-yard line. Across midfield, Shea Dan to the 44-yard line of Jinx. And he was pulled down from behind by a couple of different Jinx players. One of those guys was Cade Stacy, but not before he got himself on a good 37-yard gain. And there's the spark you're looking for. 1st and 10 Redskins. They trail 14-0, but that's a good 1st down.
Unbelievable pass right on the only place you could throw it.
Now at the 45 of Jinx, 1st and 10. 4 receivers, 2 slots either side. Green the single setback. Fake to Green. Tempest rolling to his left. He's going to have to hurry now. And Tempest is going to fire the thing out of bounds, but there's a flag down around the 45, and my guess is that's going to be holding, or one of the linemen might have gotten downfield. I see a couple of guys walking backwards from past the line of scrimmage, which would make you think it could be either. One of those guys is Dylan Philpott, the 276-pound center. They are going to mark this backwards. It's a low start around the 43 and take this thing back around the 47, 46-yard line. That's where they'll put it down. And the Redskins once again shoot themselves in the foot a bit. They'll have a 1st down and 20. 6:47 to go here in the 2nd period. 14-0 Trojans. Union trying to get a little spark on offense. Belt goes right side. Sanders over the right side as well as they break the huddle. Everything is short and tight when it comes to splits. Shea Dan here to the left. Under center this time is Tempest. Tempest turns. He's going to hand off to A.J. Green, but whistles blow because Union jumped again. The Redskins' offensive line just started kind of rolling, if you will, before the snap count. And you have to also understand, too, Tom, they're dealing with 2 different quarterbacks, right. 2 different cadences, 2 different snap counts, and some under center and some in the shotgun. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's not going to get smoothed out. It will. But it's still a learning process for everybody out there, including the coaches.
Absolutely, and it's it's just going to take time. There's no other thing to say.
Back now at the 41-yard line of Union on a 1st down and 24 for the Redskins. Not many plays for this. Short slot right side is Sanders. Under center again is Tempest. Tempest is going to turn. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to have to hurry to throw. Being chased, and he's down. Tempest taken down by Lohr back at the 30-yard line. And really, that was a good job by Lohr to get there very quickly. DeMont Sanders was trying to block him, but Lohr came around the outside on the blitz, and Sanders, all he could do was really chase him. So there's another loss. This one back to around the 30.5-yard line, and we have a 2nd down and 34. And that's the second and 34 of the night. The first one was for Jinx. They didn't overcome it. Let's see if the Redskins could find a way to. 6:15 to go in this 2nd period, 14-0 Trojans. Mackay Belt comes far left side. Dan in the middle. Sanders to the left as well. Snap goes over the head of Tempest. He picks it up, runs to his right. Now he's going to have to hurry and fires the ball away out of bounds. And he's going to get a flag for that.
Late flag on the play.
Flag's going to come down all the way back around the 30-yard line on the other side of the field, and I think they're going to call him for grounding. But the guy who threw it was a line judge on this side. Yeah. So that would, and I don't know that would make any sense. That would probably be the linesman on the other side, but it could have been somebody downfield. And let's see if that's the case, because that could be thrown from the far side. If that's the case, the 2nd and 34 will become a 2nd and about 44. Once again, the officials are having a nice discussion. Scott Metter will come over and he'll eventually call this thing. He's going to come talk to Keith Riggs first, the head coach at Jinx, see exactly what he wants to do. Ball would be set at around the 30-yard line, just inside it of Union on a 2nd and 34, which is even hard to say. You just don't even see that very often. Now Metter will come out and we will get the call eventually. He's monkeying with his mic, has that fixed. So it's going to be turned down. It was illegal, man. It was illegal forward pass. And they are going to go a grounding, and they're going to go ahead and loss it down on that. So it's going to be 3rd down and 24. Union has 46 yards of total offense tonight, and I'm not sure how after this loss they even have that. They are going to go ahead and move him back. Initially they said, okay, there were 2 penalties. I get it. All right, so they did not take the first penalty, which was lineman downfield, took the second penalty, which was grounding, and they're going to move it back to the 19-yard line. So we are at 3rd and 44. Trailing 14-0 with 5 minutes and 59 seconds to go in this half. It is 3rd and 44 for Union at their own 13. Quick pitch to the right side to A.J. Green, and A.J. is going to lose a couple more. He is gang tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Coleman Thurber one of the first there. And it will be 4th down and 46 for the Redskins. I feel for these kids because you know they all want to play well. Nobody wants to struggle. It is a marquee matchup. It's the Mid-First Bank Backyard Bowl. And it's just not going well right now. T.J. Cowan comes on to punt this thing away. Jaden Patrick will be standing back around the 47 of the Trojans. The snap once again is low. Cowan picked it up somehow, and he gets it away. It's going to be very short. It'll hit around the 35, the Union 35, but it is taking a Redskins bounce across to the 41-yard line. So that's exactly where it'll be killed, and that's where they'll take it right there. So Jinx tonight has started at the 45, the 37, 45, 47, and 41 of Union. It's that's what I call field position.
Yeah.
And with 5:38 to go in this first half, Jinx going to try to add to that lead, 14-0 already. They'll start at the Union 41, and this Union defense has got to feel like at times they've played well, but they've just given up 2 big plays, and that's the thing that's been a bugaboo. Ty Walls will go far left side. Patrick there as well. 2 receivers that way. Kittleman in the shotgun. Behind him once again is Grant Lohr. He'll hand off to Lohr right side. Lohr lowers the head and motors across the 40 down to the 35-yard line. Well, that was just good old hard running. That looked like Rocky Kalmus right there as he stuck the head down. Bryce Ashlock with the final tackle, not before 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4, and that was determination. That was
just nothing. You're not tackling me kind of attitude.
Griffin Forbes will come in and play the tailback spot now as Lohr will go take a rest. 3 receivers go left side, 1 to the right. Man to the right is the dangerous Jaden Patrick. Now Forbes goes in motion, left side. Kittleman alone in the backfield, 4 receivers. Kittleman straight back, looks, fires left side. Is caught by Forbes at the 35 across the 30. Has the first down, out of bounds around the 27. Jakari Jenkins was there, but again, just a well-designed play as they put Forbes out there in motion and then quickly snapped him the football. And he's upfield for the first down, and it will be 1st and 10 Trojans now at Union's 28.
And they don't seem to have an answer right now for the passing game. The running game is doing well for Jinx, but they're holding it under the radar a little bit, but not the passing game.
1st and 10 Trojans at the 28-yard line of Union, trying to add to a 14-0 lead with 4:55 to go in the first half. Kittleman, once again with Forbes to his right, hands to Forbes. Forbes breaks clear. He's at the 25, down inside the 20. Forbes at the 17-yard line, and Forbes took the same kind of handoff, that little slow-developing handoff, and just picked his way through there until Junior Smith dragged him down, but not before a gain of 12 and another first down, and now almost everything's going right for Jinx.
They're going to have to make a stop. I know that sounds repetitious. I've said that many a time here tonight, but they've got to make a stop or get a turnover.
1st and 10 now for the Trojans at the Union 18-yard line. Jinx already up 14-0. Once again in the shotgun is Kittleman. He's going to hand off to Forbes again. Forbes to the left side, gets across the 15. Forbes still running to the 10, to the 5. Forbes got into the end zone, I think. No, he did not. He's out at the 1, but there is a flag down. There's a flag down right back around the 20-yard line that looks like it's going to be holding, and that might be why Forbes got the corner. Union had some defenders out there, but he slipped around 1, and then good blocking, which may have been some holding. Got him down to around the 1-yard line, but this is going to come back, and it will be a hold. That flag dropped right at the 20, so they'll likely mark this back close to the 30, which is a huge break for Union. They'll mark it at the 28, so it happened more like the 18. And with 4:24 to go in this first half, it'll still be 14-0 Jinx, but they'll at least have a 1st and 20 with the Trojans at the 28-yard line of the Redskins.
And the Union defense has got to take advantage of this penalty and keep them out of the end zone.
Lohr checks back in at the running back slot. Jinx shifts 2 tight ends left to right. Kittleman in the shotgun. Now motion as well. They snap directly to Lohr. He goes forward across the 25 down to around the 23-yard line. Matthias Robertson just grabbed him and yanked him backwards right about. He'd gotten down to about the 21. Matthias jerked him back to the 23. So he got 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. And again, Lohr is just so doggone patient, Tom. He just picks his way through there.
Very, very patient running back.
Classic Jinx runner.
Yep.
They've had guys like that. And, you know, we talk about Rocky Kalmus. He was a little bit bigger. But still that classic Jinx running back. He's not going to do a lot of things that necessarily surprise you until you realize he's by you. 2nd and 15 now for the Trojans. Once again, Kittleman in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. Now motion. He's going to turn and hand to the receiver who's going to throw down deep, and they've got a guy wide open. Caught, touchdown. That was a reverse pass. And wide open, I mean, no one anywhere near him was Ty Walls. That ball was thrown by Jaden Patrick, and Walls is clearly alone in the end zone, and the 3rd long touchdown pass of the night makes it 20-0 Trojans. And Tom, Union clearly wasn't ready for that.
No, they were not, and that was, I believe, Calabrese is their offensive coordinator. That was a good call at that point.
On for the extra point once again is Paskman. There's a low snap, but he got it down. The ball is up, and it's good. 3:37 to go here in this first half. The Trojans are dominating. Jinx 21, Union nothing. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Union Redskins nothing. Trojan fans, here's Ogen. Waldo's Chicken is a proud sponsor of Jinx football. Tulsa's newest chicken joint, serving up the best southern fried chicken and fire-roasted chicken in T-Town, plus scratch-made sides, drinks, and more. Visit them at their new location at 71st and Yale, next to Tzatziki's. Also find them on Facebook and Instagram, offering drive-through, dine-in, curbside pickup, and catering. That's Waldo's Chicken at 71st and Yale.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there.
Tonight, Jinx has dropped, set, and thrown on rhythm, and it's given Union trouble.
Exactly, and it's in the play. This is just typical, you know, Jinx offense. They don't do a whole lot of different things, but what they do well.
Joey Haver is going to kick off. Once again, he's kicked the first couple of those to Gage Arthur, and he's going to try to do the same thing. Arthur makes the catch around the 25 to the 30 and skips out of bounds around the 32-yard line. Arthur's done a really nice job of giving Union something on those kick returns. And now with 3:34 to go in this half, trailing 21-0, the Redskins are going to have to kick it to start the second half. So they are in dire need of something offensively here. They've had one chunk play, if you will, long pass to Shadan. The guy who threw that is out there at the quarterback slot once again. That's Grayson Tempest. He's played a great deal tonight, actually probably more than Rovon Banks. 1st and 10 Redskins at their own 31. Tempest in the shotgun. Calls that signal. Hands right side to A.J. Green. A.J. busts outside to the left side, 35. A.J.'s got room. 40-yard line. A.J. around it, 50-yard line. Going to try to cut back, 40-yard line, 35-yard line. Still on his feet, 30, 25. A.J. Green all the way down to the 23-yard line, but there's a flag at the 46, and that is going to be a clip or a hold. Looks like it's going to be a hold. A.J. Green motors all the way down to the 22-yard line. A tremendous effort on A.J.'s part. And there was a block, and I didn't see who it was. I apologize. The block on the outside by one of the receivers, and as soon as he made that block, they threw that flag. That'll be a hold. They're going to call it around probably the 44 of Union.
Yeah.
So that'll mark them back to around the 34, so that'll end up being about a 1-yard difference, and you'll end up with a second down and about 9. And it's too bad, Tom, because once again, you just needed that little spark, and you had a chance right there.
And it from where I was sitting here and looking at it, he shoved him or clipped him a little bit, and I believe A.J. was already by him.
They're going to call it, they're going to call it first down and 9. The Redskins at their own 32. Motion by Belt. Hand off to Belt. Belt on the right side, rolling out 35, 40. Belt across the 42, 43, 44-yard line. Belt gets the first down. Tackle out there. Jinx had 2 or 3 guys in the area, but it was Gage Loffer who made that final tackle, not before about a 12-yard gain. And it'll be first down for the Redskins now at their own 43-yard line. 2:52 to go in this first half. 21-0 Jinx.
And knowing Jinx a little bit, they're not going to necessarily be in prevent, but they're going to make sure they have 2 or 3 people deep.
Shadan comes to the far side, the near side, and he is the wide outside guy. He's had the one big play tonight. Tempest is changing the play as he's screaming to people. Damon Sanders moves up. Shea moves back. Now here comes motion again by Belt. Straight back is Tempest. He's got early pressure. Fires downfield. Sanders is open. Makes the catch at the 38-yard line. Well, that's a tremendous play by not only Tempest, but by Sanders.
Yes.
Sanders had a guy all over his back, knew he was there, presented the large target on his back and jumped in front of him and was able to make that catch for 20 yards, and the man who was on him is now down. Jinx defender is down. Trying to pick up the number. He's on his back. Has a tremendous job there by not only Tempest, but by Sanders as well. And, Tom, you can't coach that. That's just a feeling when a guy knows there's a guy behind me. I've got to get him over my shoulder, and he did that.
Yeah, exactly. And he threw it on the run and threw it only where, he threw it to where it was only going to be Union's receiver's chance to get it. That was an excellent throw and an excellent catch.
And it came with pressure. He had early pressure and had to run out of there. But watching him in the last 2 weeks, he doesn't really panic under pressure. He might not always make a play, but he doesn't panic and just do stupid things. So that is lore, unfortunately, for Jinx, who's down over there. Whoa. He's up and looks like he's going to be okay. This may be a wind knocked out of him kind of a thing. He's walking on his own, albeit slowly, back toward the Trojan sideline. 2:21 to go here in this first half. 21-0 Jinx, but the Redskins have caught a little fire here. Now down at the 39-yard line of the Trojans as Lohr makes his way across the field. He's also holding down that right arm is not moving an awful lot. And he kind of was tilting the head like maybe there was a stinger in there, Tom, maybe a nerve thing.
Well, he moved it then. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look and see exactly what he's doing.
I will tell you this, knowing that family.
He'll play.
Yeah, right. Yeah, his uncle is a pretty good football player at the University of Tulsa, Brandon Lohr, and a great young man. It's a great family. A lot of those here in Jinx. Union talks about their lifers. Well, they're Jinx lifers too, and probably as many, if not more. First and 10 for the Redskins, now at the 39 of the Trojans. Tempest has the straight snap back. He's going to go deep left side. Got Dan out there, and that ball is underthrown, and it's incomplete. But there'll be a probably an interference right there, and Joey Haver. The ball was he tried to throw it over the outside shoulder of Dan, who was open. And Haver came from the inside, and the ball was short. So when Shadan stopped for it, Haver ran right into him, and that'll be interference against the Trojans, and it'll be a first down for the Redskins. A little bit better throw there, Tom, and that's 6.
And it's but it's almost like the mojo has switched over here on this drive, and everything that's possibly going wrong is going against Jinx defense and in favor of Union's offense.
Now at the 19-yard line of Jinx, it'll be first and 10 for the Redskins. 2:14 to go in this first half. They trail 21-0, so they desperately need something out of this. Belt will go to the right side. Green will be the single setback. He's in the shotgun to the right. Tempest again in the shotgun. Tight end right side is Sanders. There's the snap. Hand to A.J. Green. He almost dropped the football and pushed forward. He might have gotten a yard, but not much more than that. He was met just immediately by Ashton Paul, and he almost dropped that ball. But again, you're dealing with different quarterbacks. And these guys are trying to learn that mesh. So they will give him one. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Now, a minute 55 to go. Union has 2 timeouts left. No, actually, I'm sorry, they don't have any timeouts left, do they? Let's see. No, they do. Yeah, they do. Sorry, they have the 2 timeouts left. All right, 2nd down and 9 for the Redskins. Now at the 24-yard line of Jinx. Under center is Tempest. Fakes left, fakes right. Now runs forward. He's trying to throw this thing. He's got to have some room. He's got out of there at the 20-yard line. Going to skip across the 15. He may have the first down. He jumped out of bounds right there about the 15-yard line. Had a lot of people chasing him. One of those guys was Jaden Patrick. They're going to mark him out. Yep, they're going to give him the first down, Tom. They're going to mark him out at the 17 and say it's 1st and 10, plus that stops the clock.
Well, his dad was a coach, and he's playing like a coach.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage is Union. He sends Sanders to the left side, but they're going to have to call a timeout because there was a little confusion there. We'll take a break as well. Minute 30 to go in this first half. 21-0 Trojans, but Union is threatening. 1st and 10 at the 17 of Jinx when we return on KRMG.
Trojan fans, 3rd down, 3 upcoming.
Well, they didn't give him the first down instead. They marked him out of bounds around the 17-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Redskins. Minute 30 to go here in this first half. They trail 21-0, and they're trying to knock on the door at Jinx. Toss left side. A.J. Green has a little room. A.J. at the 15. A.J. at the 10. A.J. down inside that to the 8-yard line has the first down. Just a simple pitch to A.J. Green. Just use that track speed to get to the outside. Haver and Stanford were there, but not before he got the first down. They'll mark him at the 8, and it'll be 1st and goal, Redskins. And boy, Tom, you really need it now. And here comes Rovon Banks back into the game. And this is where generally they'll be snapping the ball to Rovon, and it'll just be quarterback right.
Right, and I think that's a good thing right here. The first thing I'm worried about, though, is the cadence being a little bit different, and will the snap be off a little bit.
1st down and goal for Union at the 8-yard line. They may mark it all the way to the 7-yard line of Jinx, and another timeout is called this time by Jinx. We'll hold it here. Okay, so you mentioned that, and I talked about it before. Now, you're an old quarterback. I'm an old offensive lineman. It's not hard when they say on 2 or on 3. However, that's easy enough. It's the guy's voice intonation. Because some guys may come up and hut, or go,
rhythm,
and then
absolutely.
And that's where you jump because you don't necessarily know if he's already, I mean, you do, but, you know, it's just human nature when you hear that urgency to jump. And so you make a great point here. You got to make sure that you're very, very careful about the snap count. But the good news is they have practiced probably with Rovon more than they have Tempest.
Absolutely. That's a good point. And you just, you know, maybe I couldn't see what they were going to do, but I believe what you said is right. He'll either hand it, I think, or he'll fake it and then keep it. But definitely I think it'll stay in his hands.
I think it's going to be basically single wing. I think they're just going to, they'll just, you know, the A.J. is going to be lined up with him in the backfield. They will just student body right or student body left this thing, in my opinion. Minute 24 to go in this first half, 21-0 Jinx. And the Redskins have 1st and goal at the Jinx 8-yard line. Rovon Banks will come back out at quarterback. He split time tonight with Grayson Tempest, who got him down the field on this one. Everybody will be lined up in short. Mekhi Belt, the furthest guy to the outside. He's to the far side, and Mekhi's only about 3 yards outside the tackle. There's the snap, and it is Rovon Banks right, and he's going to get to the 5-yard line and push down inside that. He'll get down around the 4. They may give him the 3. There's some pushing and shoving down there, and there goes the penalty flag, and that was a bad, bad idea right there by both teams, really. There was some pushing and shoving, but then at the end, Big Will Thomas just shoved a Jinx guy, and that's when the flag came out. Now, if this is offsetting, and there are 2 flags, then they would just play right here. If they only caught the second guy, this is going to be very unfortunate for the Redskins.
And it's just, I'm sorry, there's just no excuse for this for either side to do it right here, just to lose your mind and shove and push and everything else.
Scott Metter will make the call, and he's still contemplating. Now, here we go. It says there are 2 fouls, which means this is going to be offsetting. It's going to be a personal foul probably against both teams. 1 personal foul, yep, and it will be. It'll offset, so we'll replay the down. But it will be, or that was a dead ball penalty, so it's not going to change anything. The ball will stay right where it is, and it'll be first or second and goal from 3. Banks will come back into this game, and I think we won't see anything any different.
No.
More than likely just a good old student body right or left. Union brings him back up. Heavy load on that right side, which, who knows, maybe they could bootleg this thing, but Jinx does have a protector out here on the left side. Minute 10 to go in this half, 21-0 Jinx, but Union with a second and goal from the 3. Snap to Banks, he runs to his right side, and he is swallowed. He got nowhere and lost about 2. Coleman Thurber was in the backfield as soon as the snap. That's a loss of 2. It'll be third and goal from the 5. And one thing about Jinx, Tom, if you're predictable, they'll come after you.
Oh, yes. They do a great job of knowing what you've done over the last 2 games, over the last 12 games.
Now, I did see Union practicing in this situation, a quick pop pass to the tight end, to Sanders. Let's see if they do that. Third and goal from the 5-yard line of Jinx for the Redskins, trailing 21-0 with 32 seconds to go in the half. Motion by Belt. Fake to him. Rolling to his right is Banks. He throws, and it is caught by Sanders for a touchdown.
All right.
No, they say he stepped out of bounds. Damon Sanders caught that ball, and it looked like he was well within bounds, but the official waved it off. And the Union coaching staff is going to want some explanations. Now, if he was bobbling it, I could see that, but it looked like a fairly clean catch, and he had room. But they're going to say that's incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and goal now for the Redskins at the 5-yard line of Jinx with 24 seconds to go in this first half. It was a bad break because Sanders was open.
Oh, wide open.
3 receivers, 2 come far left. Sanders one of those. One to the right is Belt. And again in the shotgun. Rovan Banks to his right, A.J. Green. Straight back is Banks. Looking, rolling to his right, going to have to hurry, throws to Green, and it is knocked out of bounds and intercepted. Intercepted by Jinx in the end zone. Jaden Patrick intercepted it and stepped out of bounds, and the Redskins are turned back. It was a very promising drive.
Interception in the end
Turned
zone
away.
by
What looked like a touchdown was called out of bounds.
Touchback, bring the ball out to the
And again, the only
20-yard
thing I can think of, Tom, unless he was a lot further to that corner than I think, is if he was juggling that.
Yeah, that's because it didn't look like he made a catch. So, and of course, I'm not down there right on top of it.
Well, Union did come out to ask, but Kirk Frederick did not vociferously complain, which makes me think that he understood what was happening. So it'll move it to the 20-yard line after that interception by Jaden Patrick, who already has a touchdown catch tonight, and it'll be 1st and 10 Jinx at their own 20, leading 21-0 with 18 seconds to go. Kittleman will be under center, and he's just going to take the knee. Jinx is going to be happy with this 21-0 lead, and I don't blame him. They will get the kick to start the second half. So the first half was fairly bleak at moments for Union. Closed very well offensively, but they could not quite get it to pay off. And they will go to the half trailing 21-0. A cool night here in Jinx. The first time these teams have met here since 1998. We'll see if the Redskins can get it together at the half. Jinx 21, Union nothing. This is Union football on KRMG.
Trojans 21. Mid-First Bank presentation to the Union and Jinx superintendents. Getting into the spirit of the Backyard Bowl, we would like to have your attention at midfield. Please join us in welcoming Scott Stidham, Senior Vice President of Mid-First Bank, along with Superintendent of Jinx Public Schools, Dr. Stacy Butterfield, and Union Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Kirk Hertzler. Please give them a warm Backyard Bowl welcome. As the sponsor of the Jinx Union Backyard Bowl for the last 17 years, Mid-First Bank is pleased to honor and support these two great schools and their leaders by presenting checks of $14,000 to each school. Mid-First Bank would also like to thank the players, Spirit Squad members, and band members here tonight, the teachers in the classrooms, administrators, and parents and students of these two great schools. Please join us in thanking Mid-First Bank for their continued support of the Mid-First Backyard Bowl.
Now entering the field, the Jinx Trojan Pride. The Trojan Pride is under the direction of Scott Hillick, Julie Cryer, Ryan Gartner, Mark Stevenson, Kenny Martin, Grant Jensen, and Sam Silverman. Color Guard is under the direction of Jarrett Clark with assistants Braxton Dulesky, Annie Coggins, and Mackenzie Vermillion. Percussion instruction is by Mark Stevenson and Kenny Martin. Additional staff include Jeremy Spicer, David Duffy, Carol Chambers, Jeremy Hunt, Brett Kuhn, Colton Hines, and Joshua Wendt. You may notice the Trojan Pride wearing brand new uniforms. We would like to thank all of you for your support because you have made this possible. This year's show is entitled Wonderful World of Wonder. Step inside the mind of a child. If you can imagine an image of the shadow of a child reading a book or playing with a toy, and the brain of the child in full bright colors, if we were to look inside, we would be transported to a fantastical world where anything is possible. And now, for your halftime entertainment, drum majors Holly Hilst, Regan Jones, Ezra Power, and Aaron Ranta, and the Jinx Trojan Pride. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jinx Trojan Pride. The Jinx Trojan Pride Marching Band is a 2018 Bands of America Grand National finalist, an 11-time Bands of America Regional and Super Regional finalist, a 19-time Oklahoma Bandmasters Association State Marching Championship Top 6 finalist, and a 2016 participant in the Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena, California. In addition, the Trojan Pride Concert Bands are a 4-time Bands of America National Concert Band Festival Honor Group, a 5-time Oklahoma Music Educators State Convention Honor Group, an OSSAA sweepstakes recipient since 1985, and the 2015 Grand Champion for the inaugural President's Cup National Concert Band Invitational in Washington, D.C. Tonight's Trojan Pride halftime performance has been sponsored by State Farm Insurance with Representative Brent Hagar and A-Best Roofing. To find out how you or your business can help support the Trojan Pride, visit our website at www.jinxband.com.
Football fans, please direct your attention to the football field and welcome the Union Varsity Pom Squad and your Jinx Varsity Pom Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, the Union Varsity Pom and your Jinx Varsity Pom Squads.
$1,000 a day.
Thank you, John.
head over to 6A2 football. Really the one we're keeping our eye on in the Tulsa area is Bartlesville traveling to Sapulpa tonight. Sapulpa leads that one 41-7 over the Bartlesville Bruins in the third quarter. As we head over to 5A football, Claremore traveling to Oologah this evening. Claremore leads it 21-20 in the fourth quarter over Oologah. Coweta leading their game 34-13 over Frontenac, and Tahlequah and Wagner matching up this evening. Tahlequah traveling to Wagner. Wagner leads this one 15-3 in the third quarter. Bishop McGuinness, the Oklahoma City private school, traveling to Bishop Kelly this evening. And Bishop Kelly leads this one 21-14 in the third quarter. Edison and Memorial, we touched on this one a little bit earlier. TPS matchup 47-0 in the third quarter. Edison over the Memorial Chargers. Collinsville and Skytook also matching up tonight. Skytook hosting Collinsville. That's 49-7. Collinsville over Skytook also in the third quarter in that one. As we head over to 4A football, there are a couple of games we're keeping our eye on here as well. Heritage Hall and Clinton. Heritage leading that one 14-7 in the fourth quarter. Ponca City and McLean Science and Tech. Ponca City over McLean 17-16 in the fourth quarter. We already touched on Claremore and Oologah, as well as Tahlequah and Wagner. Now it does look like Veneta is hosting Newata. That game is already over this evening. Veneta routing Newata 44-14. Again, that one is already final there. And in independent football, again, Holland Hall leads Cassidy 35-0 at the half. You're listening to Union Football right here on KRMG.
Seems like every game and app and service wants to charge you a fee. Monthly fee, usage fee, delivery fee. So how about a checking account that pays you, huh? Then remember this. You get paid on every Visa debit transaction with PayMe Checking from Communication Federal Credit Union. Online, in apps, or in stores. Last year, our members earned over $240,000 in paybacks with PayMe Checking. Get paid instead of paying. Communication Federal Credit Union. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Dan Potter for Advanced Body Scan of Tulsa. We are
pros in the clean room.
Oops, sorry, here we go.
All right. We're back in Jinx, America, where it is tonight the Mid-First Bank Backyard Bowl. Jinx and Union. Rick Corey along with Tom Stockton and Richard Johns here. At the half, the Trojans lead 21-0, and it has been a very Jinx-like game so far, Tom Stockton. They have been solid. They have had a couple of long touchdown passes. They have not turned the ball over. They have played good defense. Their kicking game has been sound. It's just been classic Jinx football.
Yes, it is. And, you know, sometimes the rivalry gets to where you don't want to give them the credit they deserve in that. But that's Jinx every year. They're not going to beat themselves. It's just that simple.
And for Union, this is not a football team without an upside. They certainly have their moments. They are 0-2 in the year, having a difficult time at Bixby and then playing very well last week against Broken Arrow. If it weren't for turnovers and maybe one of the two or the deep shots that they missed, they might have won that football game. So you felt pretty good about it last week. Some of that consistency is gone tonight. Part of that because they've gone back and forth from Rovon Banks at quarterback to Grayson Tempest. But you've got to find your guy, and the only way to do that is let both guys play.
Right, and you can't, it doesn't help, if let's say Tempest hadn't played in the first half and then somewhere here late in the third quarter or the fourth quarter you put him in, that's not the same thing. He's got to be in when it's on the line.
And it is on the line right now. Jinx will get the ball to start the second half, already up by a score of 21-0. So for the Union Redskin defense, certainly, Tom likes to say, and he said it several times already this year, this is critical. Well, these are critical. Go down 28-0 to these guys, and I don't know that I've ever heard of them losing a game when they're up like that. I don't think I've ever heard them losing a game when they're up by 21. They just don't do it very often. No. They've had some great play tonight from some of their guys like Waylon Adams, the big tight end, who, boy, he's just an athlete. There's no question. 6'4", 241-pound senior, has a touchdown catch tonight, and he's got 4 for 36 tonight. But then take a look at what Kittleman has done, 8 of 9 tonight. He's only had 1 hit the ground, and he has just been as brilliant as you would expect. TJ Cowan will kick off. Going back is Jaden Patrick. And he's going to be joined back there by Glenver Jones. Both guys standing around the 5-yard line. Cowan will kick from the 40-yard line. Union going from left to right. White pants, white jerseys, and the red helmets. There's the foot to it, and this one will be somewhat short, but it will be taken by Jones at around the 22. He's at the 25. He's at the 30. He's going to go across that to the 32, 33-yard line.
Number 10, Glennie
He was
Jones.
dragged down right there by Union's Hunter Herring, but that's a pretty good return. They'll start at their own 32-yard line. Will the Trojans first down and 10?
And this is, we've talked about it, and it's almost like duh, but they've got to make a stop. They've got to make a stop, get the ball, and have some good offense.
They'll move to the 33, and it'll be from their own 33-yard line. First and 10. Laura will come back out. He came off slowly in the end of that first half. It looks like he's fine. There'll be 2 receivers, both going now to the right side as they move Patrick that way. Now he comes back to right to left, and Laura will be set behind Kittleman. Kittleman hands to Laura, right side. He bursts across the 35-yard line, gets up to the 40 and across that, maybe to the 41. We'll see. They may mark him right back at the 40. It's going to be awfully close. Off the bottom of that pile was Thomas once again and Junior Smith. They will give him the 41. That's an 8-yard run, and it'll be second down and 2. And again, he kind of wanders up in there, Tom, and then just kind of squirts through the hole.
Yeah, and their offensive line, like as I said earlier in the game, they've got 4 of the 5 starters back from last year, and it's showing.
Now at the 41-yard line, their own 41, just underway, second half, leading 21-0. It'll be second down and 2 for Jinx. Kittleman again in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, Lord directly behind him. Turns hands left side to Lord. He's across the 40, but he's not going to get any further. He got jumped by Jaden Rowe. They may actually mark him back a yard. So, yeah, he got across the 40, but then as he struggled to get free, he was taken down back at the 40 by Rowe, and that's where they're going to mark it. So it'll be third down and 3. And that's a nice play by the outside linebacker safety.
Absolutely, and we've said this, I think 300 times, maybe 302 times, but key down right here. Union's defense has got to make a play.
Third and 3 for the Trojans of Jinx at their own 40-yard line. They crease the 43, they'll have the first down. Just underway, third period, 21-0 Trojans. 5 receivers, Kittleman in the shotgun. Looks, fires left side, caught by Lohr, first down. Lohr at the 47-yard line. The coverage was not bad by Shane Fields, but that's just timing. Lohr snapped that route off short, turned his shoulders to give a big target, and Kittleman delivered it right on the numbers. It's first down.
As you said, it's his timing. The quarterback's timing is just impeccable right now.
His timing has been impeccable for quite a while.
Yeah.
From their own 46-yard line, it'll be first and 10 for the Trojans, but they will call a timeout. 10:24 to go in this third period. 21-0 Jinx, and they're on the move. This is Union football from KRMG.
Time's running.
Union High School and Jinx High School wish to thank Mid-First Bank for their continued support of the Mid-First Bank Backyard Bowl. One of the nation's great
10:24 to go, third
rivals.
period here in
Member
Jinx at Allen
FDIC.
Trimble Stadium. 21-0. The Trojans, very classic Jinx football, has been very solid as we just underway here. We are just underway here in the third period. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 46. 3 receivers go right side. Kittleman in the shotgun, straight back to throw. Fires right side, wide open at the 45, down to the 40-yard line. Wide open is Jaden Patrick. No one was close to him. That's a 15-yard gain as Patrick takes a bullet right there from Kittleman and gets it all the way to the 40 of Union. Tom, they've got to figure something out.
Absolutely, they do. And how can somebody be that wide open? It's just, I don't understand.
I would imagine the coaching staff is asking somebody that very same thing right now. As we say, fanatical encouragement is happening on the sidelines. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans now at the 40-yard line of Union with 9:55 to go in this third period. Jinx marching here, up 21-0. Griffin Forbes will now be the running back. A hand off to him right side. He goes inside the 40, gets almost all the way down to the 35 as he pushes forward. It looked like he might get stacked up a bit, but he just skipped inside one man and pushed his way all the way down. I think they're going to give him the 36-yard line. Once again, Fields off the bottom of that, but that's a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6. And these running backs, Tom, they just do such a good job of, as Paul Smith used to say, it's Tulsa getting skinny.
Yeah.
Jump sideways, present a small target to somebody, and then kind of squirm forward for as many as they can get. 2nd and 6 for the Trojans, now at the 36 of Union. Motion right to left from the tight end. Kittleman hands off once again to the right side, and once again, big hole over there for Forbes, and he pushes across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 8, and another first down for the Trojans, who are now just marching. Tackling there by Jakari Jenkins, and he's going to leave the game as though there's an injury. I don't know what the injury would be. He was holding that shoulder kind of down low, but the Trojans are marching. Now 1st and 10.
And it's one of those situations where the defense is just, it's not about the score or anything right now. It's about just making the plays.
It's about the one play in front of you. At the 28-yard line of Union, 1st and 10 for Jinx. 3 receivers, 2 left side. One of those is the dangerous Patrick. Now he goes in motion. Kittleman with the snap. Fires at the Patrick, and it's too low and incomplete. One of the only times we've seen him do that tonight. Hayden Brockett there on the coverage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. And he threw that off his back foot, which is something I have not seen him do all night, Tom.
No, not at all. And that's, like you say, that's the first time I've seen him not even be close to the mark.
And it looked like he was in such a hurry to snap that ball out there, he just didn't really set himself. 2nd and 10 now from the Union 28, 21-0. Trojans lead with 8:34 to go here in the third period. 2 receivers go right side. Stanford's out there. So is Patrick. Once again in the shotgun. It's Kittleman. Forbes behind him. Hand off to Forbes, and he'll get forward to about the 37. He might have gotten a yard. And Marley Forsberg jumped right on top of him. So did Thomas. That is Marion Thomas. So they may give him a yard. We're going to call it 3rd down and about 8 now for the Trojans.
And we've said it. It's 4-down territory, but this would be really big to make a stop right here, to start the second half with a stop.
Thomas will replace Thomas. That is Michael Thomas coming in for Marion Thomas. Now Union's 26. 3rd down and 8 for the Trojans. They'll send Stanford to the right. Once again to the left is Patrick. Now Forbes comes to the left. Alone is Kittleman in the backfield. There's the snap. He steps up, fires middle of the field, ball caught and dropped. Oh, my goodness, at the 8-yard line. Jaden Patrick had it hit him right in his hands, but he took his eyes off it, and he dropped the football. Closest guy to him was Bryce Ashlock, but, Tom, that was at least a first down and possibly 6.
Right. You said he took his eyes off of it. I think he was looking to where he was going to run right before he caught it. But he was open.
And, boy, Jaden Patrick hasn't done that much tonight. Patrick, the 5'11", 168-pound senior, came in with 3 catches for 61 yards. He's got a touchdown tonight already and probably pretty close to that total yardage number. So 4th down and 8 now for Jinx at the Union 26. Kittleman alone in the backfield. There's the snap. Looks, fires right side. Ball caught, but where are they going to mark it? It is caught around the 18. It's going to have everything to do with the mark here. And that was caught by Forbes, the tailback, who went out and played in that slot, and they are going to give him the first down. Once again, It was Ashlock who was there, but they will say that's just enough, and it will be a Trojan first down. And with 7:40 to go in this third period, up 21-0 already, Jinx threatening to add to it quickly. And Tom, that's just timing again. Not much you can do.
That was exactly, and I don't. From what I was watching right there, I don't think Coach Fred actually liked the call on that.
I don't think he liked it at all.
Not
Double
at
tight
all.
for Jinx, 1st and 10. Once again, it'll be Forbes in the backfield. They'll hand to Forbes left side. He pushes to the outside, gets across the 15-yard line. He's going to go down around the 14.
Forbes on the carry.
Got a host of Redskins on him. Forsberg was there and Junior Smith. But that'll be another gain of about 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 as Jinx continues to just move the football really in every way they want to try.
Yeah, with every play. It doesn't matter if it run right, run left, inside, outside, or what kind of throw.
And Forbes himself is an established back. He's 5'11", 169 pounds, and he's a senior, so he has been in this program for a while. 6:44 to go, third period, 21-0 Jinx, and they are moving. Just inside the Union 15, they'll have 2nd and around 6. 2 receivers go one side. Jones is one of those. Quick handoff once again, this time to Lohr, and he buries his head on the right side and pushes forward to just across the 15. I think he got to the 13-yard line. First person to jump on top of him right there was Johnny Harrison. So we didn't get much, maybe a couple, and we'll call it 3rd down and 5 now for the Trojans.
And here we are again in a big down.
Tonight, Jinx has been very good on 3rd down situations, but they've also given themselves very makeable 3rd downs, which is important. They are 4 of 7 tonight, so well over 50%. 4 receivers, 2 either side for Jinx. Lohr the single set back to the left of Kittleman. Fake to Lohr, fires it out to the right, caught by Jones at the 5, cuts upfield. He's down to the 3-yard line, has the first down. Glenver Jones, who is not a big guy, he's 5'7", 131 pounds, but he is quick as a light, and he got inside Shane Fields for the catch, and it'll be 1st and goal now for the Trojans. That'll be at the 5-yard line of Union. 5:45 to go, third period, 21-0 Jinx now.
And it's just like you said earlier, it's the timing. One step, turn, throw it.
Kittleman is certainly sure of himself, there's no question. He'll go under center this time. There will be a fullback, and Lohr will be the single setback. Motion now tied in left to right. Snap, hand to Lohr, left side. He bounces to the outside, and he's going to push down into the end zone, touchdown. When Lohr bounced to the outside, I really thought he was going to get run down by Bryce Ashlock. He is so deceptively quick that when he hit the corner, he just made up more ground than you thought. And it's 27-0, and that was a surgical drive by Jinx.
And it's going to be an awakening for Union. They're going to have to just forget the score and come out and play every play 100%.
Here comes the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Kicked once again by Joey Haber. 5:23 to go here in this third period. 28-0 Jinx. They'll kick it to Union next on KRMG.
28. Trojan fans, here's Ogen.
Question is, much like last year, do you see a bright light? Well, that bright light became Rovon Banks later in the year. He is struggling this year, and Tom Stockton, They are trying to find that light.
Who's the next bright light? You're right, absolutely right.
Two guys who might be are back deep, down around their 8-yard line, Junior Smith and A.J. Green. Kicking off once again for Jinx. Will be the same guy who's done it all day, Max Paskvin. Well, pardon me, Joey Haver is going to kick off this time. Haver approaches. Very short kick. It'll come once again to around the 30-yard line. Taken there to 35, 36, 37, 38, 40, 41-yard line. What a job right there by Gage Arthur. He's your special teams player of the week. Unquestionably. Every kickoff has gone to him, and it's obvious Jinx looked at the film and said, who do you want to kick it to? And he's made him pay a little bit. He's caught the ball. He's returned the ball, and he takes this one out over the 40-yard line. Tremendous job. He takes it to 42. It'll be 1st and 10 right there for the Redskins. That drive by Jinx, 14 plays, 67 yards, 6 minutes and 3 seconds. Now, Jinx's first 3 touchdown drives together were 12 plays. And together were about 5 minutes. So that was a very clinical Jinx drive, the 4-yard run, and then the extra point makes it 28-0. Rovon Banks comes out at quarterback for Union, trailing 28-0 with 5:16 to go, third period. Going from left to right at their own 42. Banks in the shotgun, has the snap and runs left. He'll get not much. He got right back to the 42 and was met quickly by Stanford. Stanford then had some help in behind. They're going to call it a gain of nothing, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. And immediately, here comes Grayson Tempest.
And one of the things you see different real fast is every time they hand it to one of the Jinx backs, there's nobody in the backfield to make a play on them. And that time there was a guy in the backfield.
Immediately.
So
it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Redskins. They'll send 2 receivers right side. Belt is one, Shadan the other. Tight end left side is Sanders. In the shotgun is Tempest. He'll hand to A.J. Green left side. A.J. across the 45. Nope, not quite across it. He got stood up right at the 45. So he got about 3 before he took a pretty good wallop to the chest. That blow in there delivered by Ashton Paul. And it'll be 3rd down and about 7. And quickly quickly Union right back to a big 3rd down situation, Tom.
Absolutely, and it's you wonder what can they go with. You know, you figure it's going to be a pass. Well, where are they going to find the guy that's open?
Well, Shadan has the one big chunk play tonight, and it came from Tempest. Let's see if they try it. To the right, 2 receivers. One to the left, that is Shadan, far side. Green offset right of Tempest in the shotgun. 3rd and 7 for Union at the 45-yard line, their own 45. Quick throw out to Green, and he makes the catch at the 46, 47. Got right at midfield. Jumped by a whole host of Trojans in there, including Coleman Thurber. And that's going to be a gain of about 5. But it's going to be 4th down and about 2, and they're pushing and shoving toward the end. And I certainly see and feel some frustration on the behalf of the Union players.
Oh, I don't know how there can't be.
28-0, they trail, and now they have to snap it again. And, Tom, this has been an adventure all night long. Back deep is Cowan. That's a much better snap. Cowan has it, and there's the kick, and this one's a shank. It's not going to go very far, and a really nice job of running up and making the catch at the 36-yard line right there by Jaden Patrick. Had that ball hit the ground, no telling what would have happened, but instead Patrick makes a tremendous special teams play, and he gives Jinx once again very good field position. So 3 and out for Union after giving up the touchdown, and the Trojans have it right back at their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10, up 28-0 with 3:13 to go in the 3rd period.
It'll be interesting to see what Jinx does here, whether they stay with their regular offense, or they kind of go into a conservative mode and just run the football and run the timeout, or what?
Well, for them, a conservative mode still gets them 5 or 6.
Right. Has so far.
Yeah, it has. And tonight, Lohr's back in there at that tailback spot. 2 receivers, 4 Kittleman in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 36. Oh, actually, pardon me, that is not Lohr. They handed the ball instead to Brock Smith, the big tailback. Brock Smith bucks forward for another 3. He got it to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Brock Smith, 6 foot, 207 pounds. He's a junior. And he reminds me a little of some of the guys they've had here in the past. You think back to some of those big fullbacks they've had here. Not quite Freddie Carolina, who could really motor. We'll call it 2nd and 7, right at the 40, just inside it. 2:40 to go, 3rd period, 28-0 Jinx. Kittleman again in the shotgun. Adams to the right, short set. Handoff once again. He's going to bounce outside. Got some speed, too. It's a 40 to 35. Gets the 1st down. Brock Smith hit that corner. And, Tom, I thought, all right, he's going to be run down pretty easily, but he wasn't run down easily.
No, not at all.
It took Jamori Ray to run him down out there. He still got 6, and it's a 1st down.
it's a test right here. I don't know what else to say. The defense has a test right here. They've got to have the willpower and got to have the zest or whatever to make a play here and stop this.
At their own 46, 1st and 10 for the Trojans, up 28-0. They'll hand once again to Smith, and he's going to motor across the 46, 47-yard line up near midfield. He may have gotten across it. I think he might have. It looked like initially they were going to walk him to the 49 of Union. They're going to mark him back at the 50. A couple of tacklers in there, Matthias Robertson and Johnny Harrison. So he got 4 once again. It'll be 2nd and 6. And now they're just really kind of happy to waste some time, aren't they, Tom?
Right. They're just going to run the timeout. But the problem is you can't fall asleep out there if you're a defensive back because they may just fake the run and go deep.
2nd and 6. Smith will be to the right side. They're going to hand to Smith again. Pushes his way across midfield. Not much more than that. Kalo was there very early. They're going to give him the 48 maybe. Thomas up off the bottom of that pile as well. So it's a gain of about 2. We'll call it a 3rd down and about 4 now. They're going to mark it at the 48 of Union. They need the 44. Minute 36 to go, 3rd period, 28-0 Jinx, and they are clearly happy with running the football. Griffin Forbes will check back in at the tailback spot. He's been very slippery tonight when Lohr's not back there. Ball set just at the back of the helmet of the giant Trojan, right in the middle of the field here. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Now Adams comes in tight. Kittleman in the shotgun. Hands to Forbes. Forbes bounces outside to the left. He's going to lower his head and get the 1st down. 2 Redskins had a shot at him right at the 45-yard line. One of those was Ray, one was Ashlock. And he just stuck his head down, and he just split the 2 of them and got it all the way to the Union 42 for the 1st down. That's just good running.
And they've got, they got depth everywhere. Where we haven't seen a second team quarterback, but they've had 3 or 4 different guys run the football, and they're all the same. They just pick a hole and go.
Griffin Forbes is that guy right now in there at the tailback spot. 3 receivers, 2 come near side. Now Glenver Jones goes in motion from left to right. Kittleman again in the shotgun, and he again hands to Forbes to the right. Forbes falls forward across the 40. Oh, had he kept his feet, Tom, he had a real chance to go further. Shane Fields in there on the tackle. They'll give him 3, but oh boy. Yeah, I think he might have tripped over one of his own offensive linemen, but there was a hole, Tom.
There was, and you're right. Had he not fell down and tripped over something, we'd be calling it possibly 35-0.
28-0 right now with 15 seconds to go, and I think in this 3rd period, I think Jinx is going to let this run out, and we will flip the field. So we played 3 quarters here at Allen Trimble Stadium in Jinx, and the Trojans are dominating. Jinx 28, Union nothing. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
And that ends the 3rd quarter action. Your Jinx Trojans 28, Union Redskins nothing.
Drop the top and show us.
All right, football fans, direct your attention to the south end zone as Todd Harrell will attempt to kick a 15-yard field goal. If he makes it, he'll get Chick-fil-A for a year. He's teeing the ball up. He's a professional, taking his steps back. Dempsey style, looks like. Kick is up. And good! Todd Harrell wins Chick-fil-A for a year, courtesy of Chick-fil-A Tulsa Hills. And Katie Beck, thank you. Congratulations, Todd Harrell. And thank you, Chick-fil-A.
Union scared last week, and Owasso put a whooping on them.
Yeah, it really makes going over there in 2 weeks kind of interesting, doesn't it?
Well, Bill Blankenship has done himself a job once he got over there. He kind of Tom Osborne, Barry Switzer that place, didn't he? And, for the longest time, everybody said, this place is ready to explode. You could just tell it was, and it has done that. And those players have bought in. And the biggest deal to me, and I've seen guys do it on the college level, like Steve Cragthorpe and Todd Graham did it again at TU. Guys come in and they change the atmosphere.
Exactly.
And they get guys believing, and they get them pulling the wagon in the same direction. And it's those kinds of coaches that get paid a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. And who's better to do that than Bill?
From the 40-yard line of Union, it is 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans as we begin the fourth quarter here at Allen Trimble Stadium. Jinx moving from left to right. Kittleman, quick snap, throws the ball to the right side. It's complete at the 40-yard line down inside that to the 35 to the 32. That is complete to Jalen Stanford, and Stanford goes down for a gain of 7. They'll take him down to the 33, actually. Matthias Robertson on the stop there, and it'll be 3rd down and 1 as Jinx quickly to the line of scrimmage and threw that ball. Statistician Richard Johns points out something stunning. Union has 7 points this year, 1 total touchdown. We're in game 3. That's the stunning stat of the night. 3rd and 1 for the Trojans. Already up 28-0. We get in the fourth quarter. They're at the Union 33. Double tight. Kittleman turns, hands. And that is Forbes, and he got stood up initially, and I don't think he got there. Kalo and Robertson were there together. I think they're going to mark him for no gain. Yes, they will. They'll leave him at the 33, and it's going to be 4th down and 1 now for the Trojans. Now 11 minutes to go, Tom. Do you try the field goal for practice, or do you go ahead and go?
Well, if it's a little bit short, I mean, we're talking close to a 50-yarder. So I think they're going to go for it.
And before anybody complains, this is not running up the score. You do have score differentials and things like that when it comes to playoffs and that kind of thing. So you do have to continue to play. Trojans, 4th and 1 at the 33 of Union. Double tight, short slot right side in the shotgun. Forbes is the deep man. Kittleman under center. Now shifts his tight ends left. Now shifts back to the right. There's the snap. Kittleman will sneak it, and he's got the first down. Kittleman goes forward to the 31-yard line and really tackled by the entire front of that Union defense because he just kind of tripped and fell as he went. But he got there, and it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans, and that's a good, safe football play.
It's the best play to run when it's 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1 or any of that. In my books, that's the best play to run.
Anytime you don't have to hand the ball or you have the fewer exchanges, the better. 10:15 to go in this football game. 28-0 Jinx dominated tonight by the Trojans. 2 receivers go left side. Glenver Jones is one of those. The other one is Patrick, who's been so good tonight. 1 receiver right side. Now Kittleman with the snap. Here comes the pressure. Kittleman's going to fire toward the end zone. Got a guy out there. It is dropped. Oh, Jaden Patrick had run right by Junior Smith and right by Caleb Kalo, and the ball hit him square in the hands, and he just dropped it. That is fortunate right there for Union, or we are looking at 34-0 right there. That was a beautiful throw.
That was beautiful, and it wasn't wide open, but he had enough. He had a step or so on that, and he threw it right to where only one who could touch it was him.
There must have been a flag on that play. I didn't see one, but the ball's come back now to the 36-yard line. And did you see a flag hit the ground?
I thought the guy in motion turned upfield before.
Well, the officials agreed with you, but I didn't see a flag out there. So they're going to call it 1st and 15, hand off to the left side, and that's going to be given off to, once again, the same guy who was just tremendous last time, and that's Smith, who just pounds forward. He got 6 out of that. Maybe a little more than 6. I'll mark it inside the 30, and it'll be 2nd down now and about 9 for the Jinx Trojans as Brock Smith continues to run it nicely. Looks like he'll stay in there. Smith, a bigger body at 6 foot, 207 pounds. Double tight, 2 receivers right side. 2nd and 8 now for Jinx at the Union 30-yard line. 28-0 Trojans already. Kittleman, snap, hand. Once again, it is Smith, and he got stood up. He got nowhere right there. Matthias Robertson got tired of seeing him run downfield and just popped him in the right shoulder. He lost a yard, and it'll be 3rd down and 9.
And this is an opportunity for the defense because I don't think they'll try for a field goal out of this range, so they've got to hold them to not let them have 9 yards.
You want to just make sure that they don't have necessarily a makeable 4th down if they get that far. 3 receivers, 2 left side, 1 to the near side. Kittleman in the shotgun. Thomas, once again the single set. Nope, he moves to his left. It's Forbes out there, and Robertson is after him and drags him down. Matthias Robertson drags down Kittleman back at the 44-yard line. They were trying to sneak Forbes out of the backfield, but Matthias was coming too hard from the outside, And Kittleman tried to spin out. When he did, he spun right into his arms. He drags him down. That's going to be a loss of about 17. It'll be 4th down for the Trojans.
And that's got to be a mental plus for the defense to make the plays.
Well, certainly for Robertson, there's no doubt about that.
No doubt it.
Union will send out Devin Robinson to hopefully catch this punt from Joey Haver. Haver standing at his own 45. There's the kick, and it's a bad one. It's going to be up and very short. Bounces next to a Union player, but then takes a Jinx bounce down to about the 24-yard line, and they will down it right there. So Union will take it right there with 7:51 to go in this game, trailing 28-0. Let's see if they're going to take a break. No, I don't think they are. They're going to keep it right here, Tom.
Well, this will be this. If it was me, I'd be telling the offense right now, here's an opportunity. We probably are not going to score 28 points with 7:51, but here's an opportunity to have a good drive and to carry over.
Well, football is all about momentum, right?
Right.
And if you don't end with any kind of momentum, it's going to be difficult in a couple of weeks. Remember, Union's off next week, and then they, as Tom said, make that long drive up 169 to Owasso. 1st and 10 for the Redskins, now at their own 24-yard line. Tempest will be the quarterback. Tempest hands off to A.J. Green, left side. A.J. got to the 30-yard line, pushing forward to the 31-yard line. Whole host of Trojans there. Patrick 1, Luna 1. They'll give him about, they're going to say 4, and they'll call it 2nd down at about 6 as A.J. Green pushes forward. No, they actually gave him 6. He got it all the way to the 31-yard line. Maybe closer to 7. Maybe a makeable 2nd down at about 3 now at the 31.
And I think this is a great opportunity for Tempest. There's certainly not a whole lot of pressure right now. You're not going to pull it off and score that many points, but you can do something very positive here.
Belt to the left. Now Sanders goes in motion left to right. In the shotgun again, Tempest. Green to his left. Snap. Hand to Green. And he is swarmed, but he bounces out of one tackle. He goes to his right. A.J. at the 30, 35, at the 40. A.J. trucks a guy around the 42-yard line, and he's still going. A.J. Green ran out of bounds, we're going to say around the 43. And there was a penalty downfield because 2 players were after each other. For Jinx, it was Ashton Paul. For Union, I think that is Alex Slaughter or Bennett Ringle. Can't tell.
I don't know who they're going to call it on.
And they may be another one of those dual penalties. Yeah. And that was A.J. around the 41 for the 1st down. And now the officials will have to talk about it before Scott Metter makes the call. He is our referee tonight.
And the Jinx coaches down here are furious with their defensive players. Or the one that caused that.
Metter's going to wave the flag off. So it will stand as a 16-yard gain for A.J. Green, longest run of the night. And it will be a 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 43 with 7 minutes to go in this game, trailing 28-0. I saw the stuff happening downfield as well as the two kept just kind of playing hand games on the way down there. Glad they picked that flag up. 1st and 10 now for Union. Shadan goes far side, Belt to the near side. Sanders here too. Once again in the shotgun is Tempest. Green, nope, that's Junior Smith to his left. Hand to Junior across the 45, across midfield. Junior Smith pumping those legs and pushing forward. He'd been hit several times, but wouldn't go down completely until he was dragged down by the last guy who had a shot at him back there, and that was Emmanuel Ezipke. That's a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Redskins, now in Trojan territory at the 49.
And this is exactly what they needed, was some momentum to end the game with.
Junior Smith still at the tailback spot. Tempest this time under center. Sanders moves to the left. Toss to Tempest or Junior right side, and he is down immediately for a loss of about 8. Coming off the corner like a shot was Jalen Stanford on a blitz, and he was there at the exact same time the ball was there. He came shooting off that corner, and it's going to be 3rd down and 9. They move it all the way back to the Union 44.
I don't know if it was the stunt they had coming or he just read the play from the snap.
That looked for all the world like a stunt.
Yeah.
I think this is a well-prepared football team always, and I think they were in the playbook right there. So it'll be 3rd and 9 for Union, now at their own 44-yard line. They'll need the 47 of Jinx for the 1st down, trailing 28-0 with 5.5 to go in this game. Tempest in the shotgun. There's the snap, straight back, looking, has time, rolls to his right, Rolls again, fires middle of the field, caught by Sanders. He's across the 40 of Jinx, down to the 35, and that's a first down. Sanders has just been nails all year long. Several Jinx players were there. The first guy to make the play was Ashton Paul.
And Jaden Patrick on the stop.
But there is a player down, and it is a Jinx player, and he does not. That does not look good. I hate to say it, but that looks like a leg. The first guy on that scene right there was Jacob Newby, one of the Union trainers. Second was Dan Newman. Now the training staff's out there for Jinx, and unfortunately, he's reaching for a left knee.
Yeah.
And I can't see which Trojan it is. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll see if we can find out. I think that is Stanford. Yeah, I think that's Jalen Stanford. We'll take a break right here. Union trailing 28-0 with 5:21 to go here at Jinx. They'll have it 1st and 10 next. Ball about the 39-yard line of Jinx. This is Union football.
And sports medicine care. Together we serve as the team physicians for almost every high school and university in the region. We are the area's leading expert for work-related injuries, and our surgical hospital is the only 5-star rated hospital in Tulsa. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Come see why we're better together.
Shaken up on the play, 22, Jalen Stanford for the Trojans.
Check out Tulsa South.
Union High School Football. 1023 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk.
We are back at Allen Trimble Stadium in Jinx, where the Trojans are having themselves a very successful night, leading the Union Redskins by a score of 28-0. 5:21 to go in this game. Rick Corey with Tom Stockton and Richard Johns, and it has been a very unique beginning to this football season for Union. Pretty good-sized loss out at Bixby. Nice performance last week and a short loss to Broken Arrow, and tonight dominated by the Jinx Trojans. 1st and 10 now for Union at the 35 of Jinx. They'll hand the ball off left side to A.J. Green, and he got about a yard. He got to about the 34-yard line. Jinx pushing around inside there. The guy who came up off the bottom of the pile was Coleman Thurber. I will say, though, this offensive line looked much better last week than this week, Tom, but, Jinx has something to do with that.
Oh, I was going to say, I think it's the defense they're trying to block this week. And one of the first things that Coach Fred said the other day when I visited with him, talking about their offense and their defense, they're very experienced.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot left, a lot coming back from last year.
So it'll be 2nd down and around 10 for the Redskins. 4:41 to go in this game, and they trail 28-0. They are now at the 29-yard line of Jinx. Grayson Tempest in the game at the quarterback spot, again in the shotgun. Tempest with a snap, has to hurry, fires right side, and that ball is almost intercepted. He was trying to go to Shea Dan, and it went instead almost directly to the Jinx defender, and that was Kate Stacy, who was out there. And it hit Stacy in the hands. Fortunately, about the same time, so did Shea Dan.
Yeah, I started to say Shea Dan went from receiver to defensive back
in a hurry.
In a hurry, absolutely.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9, as this is good practice, if you will, for Grayson Tempest, having an opportunity to learn. They'll be at the 34-yard line of Jinx, needing around the 25. 4 receivers in the shotgun is Tempest. Here comes pressure. He's going to have to hurry, and he's rolling to his right. Got away somehow, fires it downfield, and it's out of bounds. Jinx came on a blitz, kind of a jailbreak, and Tempest had to run for his life, but he kept it together, got to the outside, and actually got the throw off. It was nowhere near Mekhi Belt, and there really wasn't much he could do. And so with 4:23 to go in this game, Tom, the Redskins have no choice but to go here on 4th down and 9.
I think that, and I'm not calling the plays, but I would be trying to go for about 10 or 12 yards instead of the end zone.
We'll find out exactly what they try to do. From the 34 of Jinx, they need the 25 to the Redskins. 3 receivers come right side. A.J. Green lined up to the right of Tempest. He's in the shotgun. There's the snap. Here comes pressure. Tempest flies it downfield for Marley Forsberg, and it's well overthrown, incomplete, and it will be Jinx football. Marley had 2 guys on him already down there. He didn't really have much of a chance down there. Jaden Patrick was one of those guys on him, and Kate Stacy was the other. So that falls incomplete with 4:19 to go. This Jinx offense will take over, and Tom, I would be shocked if they didn't do anything other than run it.
Oh, I am probably with the second team. I could be wrong there, but you're right. They're just going to run it and eat up the clock.
So we saw Jinx struggle a little last year. Union won that football game against Jinx last year. But they certainly have found themselves this year. One of the reasons is another year for Kittleman. Another year as well under Keith Riggs. And not that things have changed much from Alan Trimble to Keith Riggs. You know, personality. I mean,
no.
You know, they are both wonderful football coaches, and we still miss Alan. But, Mr. Riggs is with him for, 20 years?
Oh, yeah.
Handoff left side to Lore, and he's going to push across. No, pardon me, that's once again Smith. He gets across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Jinx took it at their own 34, so that's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7, and 4 minutes to go in this game, 28-0 Trojans.
Yeah, they are very much. I mean, if those that know Keith Riggs, he was an outstanding high school football player at Owasso.
Yes, he was.
And I think I'm correct, I think Alan was an assistant there at the time, but when I came over here on this staff, one of the things about Keith Riggs is he is so smart, very smart.
Well, he's smart enough to hire good guys around him, too,
Right.
and the staff is very experienced.
Very.
2nd down and 7 now for Jinx at the 37 of their own 37, up 28-0 with 3.5 to go in this game. Handoff once again to Smith, and he's going to pound right side. He shouldn't have gotten anything, and he somehow got out to the 40. He was really dead to rights in the backfield. Marion Thomas finally dragged him down. But he got about 2, and that was Herculean, considering I didn't think he had any room at all.
No, and it just goes to show, regardless of whether you're second team for the Trojans, first team, whatever, when you go in there, you're representing the Trojans, and you play like it.
And that's why they have Trojans across the back of that jersey. They are always been about playing for the back of that jersey, and they do. Those jerseys tonight are gray with white pants and the maroon helmet with the block Jinx. Redskins in all white with the red helmets. At their own 39-yard line, it is 3rd down now and 4 for Jinx. Turn and handoff left side to Smith, and he got nowhere at that time, and that was the backup quarterback, Ike Owens. Smith did finally get across to about the 42-yard line before he was dragged down. We're going to pause 10 seconds to allow for station identification. This is Union Football on KRMG.
From the Ferguson Subaru and Broken Arrow Studios, KRMG FM Sand Springs, KRMG Tulsa, a Cox Media Group station.
So Jinx will punt it away. Devin Robinson will go back to try to catch this thing around the 25-yard line. Once again, Joey Haver will kick. His last one was very short, but was not returned. He's standing around his 27-yard line on this 4th down and 2. 2:11 to go in this game. 28-0. Jinx leads as they punt it away. There's the snap. It's a good one. There's the kick. It's a little better. Lane's going to run up to make that catch. He makes it to the 32-yard line, across the 35, and got whacked in the back. Oh, man. Around the 37-yard line, he took a shot in the back. And that was from who else? Waylon Adams, the big tight end who scored once tonight as well. So the Redskins will have at least one more opportunity offensively, Tom, with about 1:54 to go here in this game, trailing 28-0.
Yeah, and you're kind of between a rock and a hard place if you're running the offense. Do you just do some running plays, take the 154 and get out of here, or do you, try to do your pass plays and get on the scoreboard?
I think you got to try to play.
I agree. I think you have to just as if the score's nothing to nothing.
I think if you don't, you send the wrong message to your team.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest deal here. Is you're 0-2, about to go to 0-3. You're going to have a week off to get better, which gives you 2 weeks to practice, and you're going to need to get better because Owasso's next. And I don't care how Union could go to Owasso 0-20, and Owasso would play hard.
Yes.
Because it's Union. So you've got to be prepared for that game, and you've got to, I think, have some momentum going into it. And the last thing you want is a team who thinks their coach is not trying to give them a chance to win. Kirk Frederick won't do that.
No. And Dub Maddox won't do it from the offense unless he's told otherwise. And like you said, I don't believe Kirk's going to tell him that.
So 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 39-yard line. 1:54 to go in this game, and Union trails 28-0. Once again, Tempest will come up as the quarterback. A.J. Green, who's had a tough night, will be the running back. 3 receivers come near side. Belts to the side, Shadan, and Sanders. Tempest in the shotgun, calling the signal. Snap, handoff to A.J. Green, and A.J. goes forward to the 40, across that to the 41. Pushes forward maybe a little bit more, maybe to the 42-yard line. Up off the bottom of that pile, Chase Jackson, who's been very good tonight. So is Coleman Thurber. It'll be second down and 7.
On the carry up the middle, gain of 2. Chase Jackson.
So we will see a weekend off, or a week off, pardon me, next week for the Redskins. And then after that, they will head on out to the Owasso Rams, where Bill Blankenship and his guys await. Second down and 7 for Union at their own 43. Straight back to throw is Tempest. He's going to hurry. Here comes pressure. Tempest gets out of it, runs to his right, and throws it back across his feet just as he almost got tackled. How did he get away?
Pressure by Ashton
He was
Paul.
being chased, I mean, from the very beginning by Ashton Paul, and Paul was able to chase him all the way to the sideline, yet somehow Tempest turned and got that football away. It's incomplete, but it's 3rd and 7, and it will be Union's time to try to see if they can get the first down. Now, once again, Jinx has a player down. You know, this has been a very different night than a couple of, like last weekend when it was in the 90s when we started the game. It was in the 60s. We started the game tonight, so you're not seeing cramps or anything, but you are seeing guys who have been hurt. This was about the 4th time a Jinx player has been down. We'll take a quick break and come back. Minute 14 to go. 28-0 Redskins trail Jinx. This is Union Football on KRMG.
Seems like
Shaking up on the play, number 90, Trey Vargas, walking off under his own power. MidFirst Bank is proud to be the exclusive presenting sponsor of the MidFirst Bank Backyard Bowl. MidFirst.com, true to your money. Member FDIC.
To give our post-game stuff to Coach Kirk Frederick so we can talk to him afterwards. Richard John's still here with me. Got a note here. The last time Jinx shut out Union, any guesses? 1979, 3-0. Union was shut out in the first week against Bixby, scored 7 last week against Broken Arrow, and is in danger of being shut out tonight. Tempest ready for the shotgun snap at the 38. Hands right side to AJ. No, Tempest kept it. He's across the 45, 50, at the 40. Tempest at the 35, at the 30. Tempest almost broke that scoreless 0 up there. Grayson Tempest with a tremendous fake in there to A.J. Green. Kept it for about 47, but there is a flag down, and there's another Jinx player down, and you wonder if somebody got clipped down there. Jinx player down and getting up is Chase Jackson, and the flag is very near where he sat. So that was 34, but I don't know that it's going to stand. Ball's marked right now close to the 30-yard line. The officials once again are talking this over. Tremendous fake in there by Tempest. And he hasn't run an awful lot, so Jinx did jump on A.J. Green. We get the call here from Scott Metter. Yep, it's going to be a personal foul against Union.
15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So they will mark this thing back. And they're going to mark it way back. Looks like close to the 47? No, 46. It'll come back to the Jinx 46-yard line. So it is a first down, but with 1:05 to go in this game, trailing 28-0, Union kind of can't get out of their own way right now. Crowd's been a little quiet here tonight. We, again, are in a sealed booth that you can almost get no sound through. They can get cold air in here, though. It's about to snow. But it is quiet, and it has been quiet. This crowd's been quiet most of the night. A couple of big touchdown plays, and that's really about all. 1st and 10 Union now at the 46-yard line of Jinx. Tempest once again in the shotgun. Tempest will hand to Junior Smith left side. Junior goes across the 45 down to the 43-yard line.
Junior Smith on the carry for the Redskins.
just littering some Trojans along the way, but they are all back there making plays. Trey Vargas back there making one of those.
Second down.
That'll be a gain of about 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7. They'll mark it down to around the 43-yard line. 46 seconds to go. A couple of plays left, and this one will be over. Back to the line of scrimmage. Forsberg goes right. Sanders there with him. Dan and Belt comes to the left. Tempest in the shotgun. Green to his. No, pardon me. AJ that is out. That is. That's actually the 3rd string tailback. That is Parr. Hand off to him. He's going to go across the 40 down to that 38-yard line.
Number 9, Cullen Farley.
Not a bad run right there. Cullen Farley gets it down to about within 2 yards of the first down, I think. Actually, they may give him a little more than that. I think they gave him the 36. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 1 now for the Redskins. With 3 seconds to go, they're going to hurry and snap this football. They get it off. They hand it off, but there was a whistle. Nope, he's going to keep it again, does Tempest, and he's to the right side, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 20-yard line, and that'll be the football. Another great fake there by Tempest. He ended up with the football around the right side. It did add some yards to his total, but it didn't get him anywhere else. So we go to zeros, and we are done. Union now 0-3 on the year, losing to Bixby, Broken Arrow, and Jinx. A week off next week, and then they'll head to Owasso. 28-0 Jinx. We'll come back post-game next on KRMG.